All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? If you're watching the replay, thanks for catching the replay. My name is Markia. I'm known on social media as the Money Plug. I am a certified financial education instructor, and I use my platform to teach you guys about all things credit. And so today we're definitely going to be talking about Joe Biden and what he's kind of put out there. About these student loans, kind of answering some questions as far as the effects of the student loans. So what does this mean now that my student loans are all the way paid off? Or what does this mean now that the biggest thing is I've gotten a lot of questions about my student loans are paid off. What is the effect going to be on my credit? And this did not apply to me. What options do I have? Now, I want to preface this with, while I'm not a student loan expert, I can tell you the effect paid student loans and stuff like that can have on your credit, but I'm not a student loan expert yet. But somebody that I definitely want you guys to check out. I did a live with him, and the replay is up on YouTube. It's called Trust Me, I'm a Lawyer. But his name on TikTok is MoneyWise Lawyer, and on Instagram, it's MoneyWise Law. His name is Jay Fleshman. He is an attorney. And we went over student loans and student loan debt and stuff like that when we did our joint live. So I'm definitely going to see if I can get him back on the calendar sometime soon, probably after FinCon. But he's definitely somebody who's going to have, I don't know why I didn't do this before. There we go. Okay. Now, so, hey, I'm letting everybody get on. So for those of you who are not in the Facebook group, I do have a list of questions I already got. But while I'm talking, if you guys have questions about your credit, even if it has nothing to do with student loans, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'll answer them as I see them. But let me pull up the Facebook page so I can look at the list of questions. And look, I know I'm late, y'all. I got stuck in traffic. But how is everybody? I know I've been so busy, so I haven't had the opportunity to go live in a while. Kind of missed y'all a little bit. Let me see. Let me pull up the question. So if you are active on Facebook, if you guys can see me on this camera, you'll see it kind of scrolling. You'll see it scrolling down at the bottom. And if you're on Instagram, my Facebook group is called Plugged In the Credit Clubhouse. But if you're active on Facebook, make sure y'all go and actually join the Facebook group. I answer every single question that's posted. I post a lot of resources in there. There's a lot of stuff in the group files, like some free letter templates, like PDFs that I've put together for like the statute of limitations. We just did that one. And it's just a lot of other stuff if you guys like want some stuff for your credit. Okay, here's the list right here. Ooh, y'all got a lot of questions. Will the forgiveness be for those who are on the 120 payment loan forgiveness plan? Okay, so from my understanding, I really want to preface this with from my understanding and what I've read from the information that is publicly available on the student aid website. What this means is anybody who makes less than $120,000, I think it's $125,000. If you make less than $125,000, then you qualify for this. But it has to be federally backed student loans. So if you have private loans, this was not for you. Now, there were two different amounts. The $10,000 is for if you made less than $125,000, but did not receive the Pell Grant. And it's $20,000 if you do make less than $125,000 annually and you did receive the Pell Grant. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm saying it like exactly correct. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up the studentaid.gov website too, so we can, I want to be 1,000% sure that I'm telling you all the right stuff. But like I said, I only know exactly what they put out. Now, somebody asked if this pays off their student loans. What does this mean? When you pay off any loan, or if you close when you pay off any kind of loan, even if you pay it off on time, first of all, you need to understand that that account is going to close. Anytime that an account closes on your credit, this means that your score is going to go down. A lot of people, when I say that, y'all say y'all understand me, and then it happens, and then you're confused. It doesn't matter if you pay it off early. It doesn't matter if you pay it off on time. If you pay off a loan, then if you pay off a loan, then that account is now closed. I'm sorry, I gotta stop reading. It's like 8 different screens up. I gotta stop reading the comments while I'm trying to talk. So When that loan closes, what's going to happen is that this account is no longer an actively reporting open account. So it's going to move over to just the history section. And so that is why you lose a couple points, because you no longer have an open, actively reporting account. This account is now closed. Even though you paid it off on time, listen to what I'm saying. Even if you paid it off on time, paid it off early, it does not matter. It is going to cost you points, but it is temporary. As long as you are doing everything you're supposed to with all of your other accounts, then what's going to end up happening is that you'll kind of recoup some of those points. Now, remember, there's no set list that any one action or one fuck up is going to cost a specific amount of points. There's no list. So I can't tell you, yes, you're going to get all 9 of those points back that you lost, or 25 points. I can't say that. But as long as you are managing the rest of your debt properly, and as long as you were building it while you had those student loans. So for example, for those of you who have had your student loans for the last 4 years, right? And you qualify for the student loan forgiveness. In that 4 years, you should have been adding accounts to your credit profile. If you have not, then this closure of your student loans is going to have a harsher effect on your credit profile, mainly because you don't have anything else there to cushion the blow. It's important that you guys make sure that you're building credit consistently. I'm not saying open up an account every 3 months or nothing wild like that. But what I am saying is, if you have some kind of, and I always use the same analogy, if you have a house in floodlands, right? The house is your credit, right? That's your credit score. So you got the main pole under your house is your student loans. That's your support beam, the main support beam. Now, over the years, you know, the water's hitting up against the pole and stuff like that. So you start adding other support beams. You get a credit card, you get a car loan, you get a mortgage. So the more accounts that you open up and actively and positively report on your credit, that's the more support beams you're putting under your house. So if you never added any other accounts and the only support beam you have is that student loan, right? And then you pay it, that's a huge blow to that account. Now, the history is still going to report for the next 7 years. So you'll still have the history of, I paid off my student loans. However, it's going to cost you a lot of points when that account closes, because now you have no more open, actively reporting accounts. That's what you have to understand. So if you are one of these people who have what's known as a thin credit profile, or if you don't really have too many accounts and this is the oldest account and the only account that you have, you're going to want to start adding accounts to your profile. I'm not saying to go out and apply for credit cards, but what I am saying is you have other options. We've talked about prepaid credit cards before, right? We've talked about how these cards, they're debit cards. You put money in on the card, like $20, and you go buy something, right? And then for that month, it will report on-time payment history, right? That's the Credit Sesame Cash card. We talked about Self and the Credit Builder loan and how you can sign up for their loan. And as long as you're not in an open, actively reporting bankruptcy, right? Like, I've never seen nobody denied for it. No matter what your score is, for the most part, knock on wood, right? So, and what it does is you're saving money and you're also building your credit, because it's going to report that payment history for that account. You need to start thinking about things like that if you're not ready for the responsibility of an actual credit card or like a loan or anything like that. But you need to be adding things to your profile. It doesn't always have to be a credit card or a loan. So you don't have to put yourself in debt to build credit. You just got to make sure you know where to look. If you're on Facebook, inside the Facebook group, there is a file called it's like the credit card cliff notes or credit building ebook, one of the two. And it was something that I put together from one of the workshops that I did. And in it, we broke down the different tiers of credit cards. And so you'll see all the different tiers of credit cards. Towards the back, there are bankruptcy approved cards for people who are rebuilding. So maybe you don't have the best credit history and stuff like that. So that's a list that you guys can go through to kind of add those sort of accounts to your credit profile. For those of you who have thin files and your student loans are going to be paid off. Hold on, I'm trying to read some of these comments. Is the student loan forgiveness really set in stone? Yes, it is not on the table. This is officially what is happening right now. And so apparently as far as how do they know who qualifies for it, as far as I'm tracking, they're going based off of previously filed tax returns. They have not specifically said what year, but I'm going to ignorantly assume last year, right? So if you made less than $125,000 last year, then I'm thinking, that's what they're going to use. That's what they're going to go by. And if you did not file taxes, or if they don't have that information on file, I'm pretty sure they're going to set up a portal where you guys can go and set that up yourself. To like upload your W-2s or whatever it is you gotta I don't know what it would be. And like if you get, especially if you get like the Pell Grant, because you know you got to do the FAFSA and all that stuff. So whatever you kind of submitted for that, I would think they got it. What I really thought was interesting, and it was actually a good thing, even if y'all don't agree with the amount. Here it is right here. What I really thought was really cool is for the income-based repayment programs, you can cap it at 5% of your income. I thought that was really, really cool. Okay, so I got through on the student loan website. So I have the whole thing pulled up. So I'll be able to answer more questions. Will FFELP loans count? I don't know what that is. You're going to have to spell that out for me. I'm sorry. If we're still in school, does it still apply? I don't see why not. I mean, technically, you got a loan. Even though you're not required to make payments, the loan should already be actively reporting on your account. And even though your payments are deferred, it doesn't mean that you don't have a payment due. It just means that you're covered until you're out of school or whatever the conditions of your loan is. But I would think, yeah. What if I'm set to receive a loan during this semester? Will it cover that as well? Now that I don't know. What's the name of the Facebook group again so that I can join there? If you look at the bottom of the screen, if you guys are on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, you'll see that banner that's scrolling across the bottom. The name of the Facebook group is there. Or if you look at the sticky note that has the Facebook symbol and go to my Facebook page, over here, my camera, and go to the Facebook page, you can click on groups and you'll see it there. I already said what happens if the loan gets paid off. Will you need to apply for it, or is it going to be automatic? From what I'm tracking, it is going to be automatic from some people if they already have your information and stuff like that. And then for others, you're going to have to provide, like they're going to have a portal where you'll have to like provide documentation. What is a Pell Grant? Is that the same as the federal loan? No, if you got the Pell Grant, you would know. It's specifically called the Pell Grant and you don't have to pay it back. What about us that are in forbearance/deferment due to being in the military or actively in school? I'm wondering if, hold on. All right, I pulled it up. So like, it says, what do I need to do in order to receive loan forgiveness? I'm reading this to y'all directly from the website. Nearly 8 million borrowers may be eligible to receive relief automatically because relevant income data is already available to the U.S. Department of Education. So what that means is they already have your information, and based off of the information they have on you, they're going to automatically process your forgiveness. And so like you'll see it in your little portal that has all your loans. When it happens, you'll be able to see it in there. If the U.S. Department of Education does not have your income data, or if you don't know if the U.S. Department of Education has your income data, the administration will launch a simple application in the coming weeks. The application will be available before the pause on federal student loan repayment ends on December 31st. If you would like to be notified by the U.S. Department of Education when the application is open, please sign up at the Department of Education subscription page. So I know the website puts people in a queue, but if you make it to the federal student loan website at studentaid.gov and click one of the banners at the top, you'll see the announcement and it's dated today. You'll be able to click on that link and it will tell you as soon as the application becomes available so that you can fill it out. Yeah, Pell is a federal grant that you don't have to pay back based on your income qualifications. So for those that did not get a Pell Grant but got a federal loan, do they qualify? Yes, but it's for a lower amount. It's only for $10,000. I wonder if that's for students that went to a school that has a law school against them. No, this is not that. That is a completely different lawsuit. I mean, that's a completely different thing. Those people had all of their loans wiped out. Or the remainder of their loans wiped out, if I'm not mistaken, from like ITT Tech and all them other places. This is something different. This is not determined by the school you went to. This is strictly based on your income. I'm scared of my score dropping because of this. I'm under on contract with a new construction. So let's talk about this. If you qualify for the student loan forgiveness, but it does not pay off your student loan, your account will not close. It will have no impact on your credit score. Now, If you qualify for this forgiveness and it pays off your loan, your score is going to go down because this account is going to close. It's not as a penalty. It's because this account is no longer considered an open, actively reporting account. So it's going to move to like the history section. Just think about it like that. And so even though it's going to be providing history for the next 7 years, it's not worth as much anymore because it's not an open, actively reporting account. So then if that is you and you don't have like, anything else on your credit, like that was the only piece of meat you had in your sandwich, then you're going to want to start, you're going to have to go to the market, sis, and get some meat. She said, I'm so excited. What's the website for the forgiveness program? They have not put out the website. I mean, they put up like a link that you can go to sign up when the application is ready. They have my information because they're changing it to Fed loan because I put in a request for the public service loan forgiveness program. So it drops our score and our credit age because this account is no longer considered open, your credit age is affected, but not in the way that I feel like you thinking. It's affected in the sense that this is probably for most of you, your oldest account, right? So it's just your oldest account now has an expiration date on it. That's literally what that means. And so it don't hold as much weight because the account is no longer open, but it will drop your score because of that. I have a non-student loan question, but it's been on my mind all day. Still credit, but not student loan related. Girl, put it in the comments. We'll answer it. Pell Grant and federal loans qualify. Yes. If you qualify for the Pell Grant and make less than $125,000, then you qualify for $20K, right? It's $125,000, right? If you received a Pell Grant in college and meet the income threshold, it is $125,000. You will be eligible for up to $20,000 in debt cancellation. Okay, cool. I won't stress it, but my DTI will drop. That's all I care about. No, for real. And then for married couples, it's $250,000. What if you haven't graduated yet? So I know this is for loans that are already like opened now. I have no idea what this means for people who still have to get loans to finish college. Does it matter if the loans were consolidated or not? No, no, it's still as long as it's still, no, I don't think that plays a part in it. As long as it's open and you still owe money on it. So I'm going to read it again. How do I know if I am eligible for debt cancellation? To be eligible, your annual income must have fallen below $125,000 or $250,000 for married couples or heads of households. If you received a Pell Grant in college and meet the income threshold, you will be eligible for up to $20,000 in debt cancellation. If you did not receive a Pell Grant in college and meet the income threshold, you will be eligible for up to $10,000 in debt cancellation. What does the up to and up to $20,000 or up to $10,000 mean? Your relief is capped at the amount of your outstanding debt. For example, if you are eligible for $20,000 in debt relief, but have a balance of $15,000 remaining, you will only receive $15,000 in relief. So like if your student loans are already paid off, or like if the relief is higher than what your loan is, you're only going to get what your loan is. And then if you already paid it off, you're not getting shit. Like they're not giving you a check. They're paying the actual loan off. What do I need to do in order to receive forgiveness? I already went over that. I want to talk about, now there's some other aspects that kind of keep getting overshadowed because of the forgiveness part, right? But for the public service loan forgiveness program, and we talked about it, especially my military people, we've definitely talked about it a couple times. Now, I need y'all to understand that those temporary changes that they allowed for y'all is still going to end October 31st. Then it's going to be harder for you to get your current military service to count to your previous service to count towards your student loan forgiveness. So if you are military and you are trying to, if you are military and you're trying to use the PSLF, you got to get your applications in as soon as possible. Will this forgiveness affect our taxes in any way? Okay. So somebody asked me this question earlier and I reached out to a tax professional. And what I was told was this. There has not been any legislation that has been passed that has changed the original writing of the laws, right? So normally when you have a debt that's forgiven, you get a 1099 in the mail, and that 1099 has to be filed with that year's taxes because that money is now considered income. And so when I asked, will this student loan forgiveness be given an exception towards their taxes? This tax professional told me, so far, there has been no legislation to change the current language. So that's the answer I got for that. That's what I want to say about that. I highly suggest, if you qualify for the student loan forgiveness, that you reach out to whoever does your taxes to have this conversation, because if there's things that you need to do before the end of the year, y'all can make it do what it do. I put my application in already for PSLF and just waiting, but the process already started. Fingers crossed. Ooh, good juju, girl. Good juju. I've been hearing really good things. Like, they've been super amenable lately, because y'all know I'm learning more and more about student loans, because I swear that's all y'all ask me about. So I'm going through a class. Something else that they said was that they're extending when you guys don't have to make payments. So y'all tracking, you don't have to make payments until next year. There are no student loan payments due for 2022 at all. I thought that was really dope, because like I kept thinking like, damn, y'all about to make people pay their student loans right before Christmas. Like, what the hell? You signed the loan paperwork, be responsible, pay it back. I hate people like you. Do grad school loans qualify? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't. When it asked, how do I know if I'm eligible for debt cancellation, it didn't say anything about. It don't say anything about like the difference between undergrad and graduate. The only time I see a differentiation is for when they were talking about the income-based repayment plans. The only time when I seen that it was a separation between undergrad and graduate was because it specifically says that the new rule would require borrowers. So the income-based repayment plans have long existed within the U.S. Department of Education. However, the Biden-Harris administration is proposing a rule to create a new income-driven repayment plan that will substantially reduce future monthly payments for lower and middle-income borrowers. And so they're changing in the future to where the rule would require borrowers to pay no more than 5% of their discretionary income monthly on undergraduate loans. That's it. That was the only time I ever saw the differentiation made between graduate and undergraduate. Do one have to apply for it? So from what the website says, now mind you, I'm going off of the information that is publicly available on studentaid.gov. From what they say, for most of you, they already have this information. If you're not sure if they have this information on you, or if they don't have the information on you, they will have an application that's going to come out that you have to fill out. There's a link that you can click on the studentaid.gov website that will take you to like they will send you a notification email, I think it is, when the application is actually available. It's not available yet, but there is something that you can, like a list you can get on for when it becomes available. That's what I'm on, and I have to make 120 payments before it's forgiven. That's a good question. So like, what does that mean for y'all? How many payments you got left, girl? Your loan's about to be gone. Oh, thanks, Latravius. With the decrease in money they gave reset for those in school, huh? What do you mean, reflections? Oh, I'm reading the comments backwards. When will we see results? So that has not been specified. It has not been specified when you will start to see these reflected. It's just, all they've said is that it's going to happen. Like, it's happening. Are charge-offs and collections counted in payment history percentage? Yes, but not in the way that you think. Collections aren't necessarily counted in the payment history percentage, but charge-offs are, in the sense that missed payments lead up to the charge-off. You have to miss payments in order to have your account closed and charged off as bad debt. And so the late payments that led up to the charge-off are what affect your payment history percentage. And that's why charge-offs affect your score so harshly. She said, oh no, it's still alive and kicking. I need it gone. I would think if my credit lowers, it is explainable and I can continue to rebuild my credit. So you got to think about it like this, because I hear that a lot. Your credit score is the risk assessment, or how risky is it for somebody to give you money, right? Or to give you something and expect you to pay them back in return. What you have to think is that it's supposed to be kind of like a measurement of your current bill paying habits. So if this account is closed, that means you are no longer paying for this. That means it cannot possibly hold the same weight because that's not your current bill paying habit. You get what I'm saying? So like the pattern no longer shows that account. So I can't factor that account in when I'm trying to determine how risky it is for me to give you this money based off of your current bill paying habit. How far back does it go? Like how many years? I think it's going based off of amount. It's all I've seen that's the requirement is you have to make less than 125,000. It has to be a federally backed student loan. And that was it, right? Let me go back to it. I'm going back to it. See, I'm literally reading from it because I don't want to tell you nothing wrong. Yeah. You just got to make less than 125,000 for individuals or less than 250,000 for married couples or heads of household. That's what I say. I'm trying to catch up on all the comments. If somebody had $8,000 in student loans from vocational schools, does it be removed? If it's not, like if the student loan that you got, if it is not a federally backed student loan, then no. I have PSLF 74 of 120 payments. Will $20,000 pay off the remaining 46 or will it just drop the balance? I guess it depends on how much. I guess it depends on like, do you have $20,000 worth of payments left? Is it less than $20,000 worth of payments? I don't know. I don't know. And that's wild because I'm pushing 10 years in the Navy in May. So if I have to do 120 payments, I'm going to do the income driven because I'm trying to do 20 years. But if I get this loan forgiveness, that'll help. And just, okay. If I don't transfer it to my daughter. I know credit age is an average, but can you explain further how it works? For example, student loans is my oldest account at 10 years. Then I have a credit card at 6 years and a car loan at 1 year. So if student loans are paid off, will the average now be counted between the 6 and 1 year account? Sorry, I hope it's not too much to read. So it was a lot, but so it's based off of all of your accounts. However, how do I say this? Open actively reporting. Every time an account reports every month, it's considered a fresh report, right? This is a fresh reporting of this account. And so it gives more weight because the more recent something is on your credit report, no matter what it is, it could be a late payment, an on-time payment, a credit limit increase, anything. The more recent something is, the more valuable or detrimental it is to your credit report. So these accounts that are reporting every month, they're refreshed every month. So technically all they do is extend your oldest account. So like, for example, I got to give you an example in order for you to understand it. Your student loans, let's say, like you said, you had your student loans for 10 years, right? You had your student loans for 10 years, but in that 10 years, you also opened up additional accounts, right? Now, once this account closed, it's going to take a hit because your oldest account is no longer still counting. It stopped. Like there's an expiration date on this. And the older this account gets, like the closer and closer it gets to the expiration date, the less and less amount of points this account is now worth. This is why we tell you to make sure that you're consistently adding, fresh accounts to your credit profile, because as you pay off loans over the years, they fall off. And then after 7 years, that history is going to fall off your credit too. It will literally be as if this account never existed. What's up, Rogers? My 3 degrees were not worth the sleepless nights of studying and the over 60K in student loans I have. I barely make 50K a year before taxes, and I'm 10 years from retirement age. That's just so crazy. Somebody was saying how they've been paying on their student loans for like 15 years or something like that, and all they've been paying on is interest. Like their principal has barely moved. My loans are from the 90s. The payments were hitting hard before the pause. My husband's loans are consolidated with mine. Will he get the 20K still? If y'all file taxes together and y'all income is less than $250,000 and it's still considered a federally backed loan, I don't see why not. Like, they haven't said anything specifically against that. How are they determining which loans will be paid? That's a good question. I'm not sure. How will, damn it. It just, I'm sorry, y'all. It just refreshed. So I don't even know where I was in the comments. I applied for debt relief. My school was listed, and now this should wipe out all my debts. Oh my God, congratulations. When the student loan forgiveness decreased, would this reset the borrower's amount to accept? And dang it, I don't know what you're trying to say, Reflections. I'm so sorry. Sorry, just logged on. May have missed this answer. Should I apply for the public service only or both? What do you mean? So if you qualify for the public service loan forgiveness, definitely apply for that as soon as possible, because they're not the applications after October 31st will not have that exception that everybody's been kind of capitalizing on. So definitely put that in. But for this specific student loan forgiveness announcement for today, most of you will not have to apply for it. They already have your information. If you are not sure if the U.S. Department of Education has your information, or if they don't have it and you know they don't have it, there is a link that you can click on, and as soon as the application is available for you to fill out, they will notify you. Do vocational school loans qualify for it? It has to be federally backed student loans. I'll answer that again in a minute. How will the student loan forgiveness affect my credit? I'll answer that again in a minute. Will all 3 reporting agencies be removing medical bills under $500? That begins in January. So a lot of you know that there was an announcement made earlier in the year, and it went into effect like July, that there were some changes with how medical debt reports to the credit bureaus. And so a lot of people assumed that all of them were going to go into effect at the same time, but it didn't. Right now, if you pay medical debt, it automatically comes off your credit. And now medical debt collectors wait an additional 6 months. So now it's a total time of a year before they report to the credit bureaus. Now, there's another part to that law, well, not law, but that policy that states that any medical debt under $500 will no longer report to the credit bureaus. That does not go into effect until January. Like the limit amount they give per person in school loan or Pell Grant, they have a cap amount. Okay. When the student loan forgiveness decrease, will this reset the amount? I don't think so. I don't see why it would. Do you still qualify if you haven't made any payments on previous federal student loans from Mohila? I didn't everything that I know, I read to y'all. Do you know if it will matter if loans are in default? So far, they have not said that there was a distinction between like you got to be out of default in order for this to apply. Yes, let's get over this hump and forgive this day. You make me sick. Doesn't matter. Oh, damn, you just asked me that. Oh, I think you're the same person. I think you're the same person. Is it smart to settle closed credit card accounts? It depends on what your financial goals are. So like if you're trying to buy a house and your debt to income ratio is affected, or like obviously the lower your debt to income ratio is, right, the better for you, pay that shit off, because I mean, it's not going to do nothing but hold you back. Paying it will not get you any points. Paying it does not mean that account will stay on your credit for an additional 7 years. I actually just posted a video about how I just found that out recently. When you pay off a debt, that does not give that company the legal right to change the date of first delinquency so that the account reports for an additional 7 years. So if you pay a collection or if you pay a charge off, that does not extend the life of that account. It will still expire 7 years from the date of that first missed payment that led to the account being charged off. Now, like I said, paying it off is not going to get you any points, but it will improve your credit worthiness because it is it's less money that you have like out there that's owed. Because you can be denied for accounts and things like that due to the amount of debt that like you owe. Okay. They shut down that student aid site like the Apple event just ended for the new iPhone. No, for real. That's why I keep saying like I'm not trying to refresh it. Like I'm not trying to click on none of these links. So I can't tell y'all what nothing else but this little website look like. Okay, so let's talk about the effects student loans are going to have on your credit. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, I apologize. I'm so rude. My name is Markia. I'm known as the Money Plug here on social media. I know Instagram, y'all can't see my real pretty like little layout or whatever, but my name is Markia. Damn, I keep forgetting my thing not mirrored. And what I am a certified financial education instructor, and I use my platform to teach you guys about all things credit, right? And so today we all saw the announcement that Joe Biden decided to kind of roll out the red carpet on this student loan forgiveness. What I do want to clarify is that at no point in his campaign did he say he was going to erase all student loans. We need to understand that. A lot of us do, and a whole lot of us don't. They're saying like, well, you said. He said he would forgive $10,000, and this is what he promised y'all. And he actually did a little bit more than that, low key. For those of you who went to like ITT Tech and DeVry and stuff like that. So, you know, y'all got to be careful with what y'all saying, because he never said he would forgive all the student loans. He said he was going to forgive that $10K, and y'all got what y'all voted for, right? Okay. Now, as far as us wanting student loans forgiven, that's something different. And it's also something that just cannot happen instantaneously. You guys have to understand that these things have to be rolled out. There has to be protections on consumers because we need to make sure that this is not going to blow back on y'all. Now, for those of y'all with private student loans that are being real disrespectful on my post, because I've been filtering the comments a little bit, I'm going to need y'all to understand something. Don't be mad because you picked the wrong team. I understand student loans are really, really bad. And I would hope that you guys are communicating with the people that y'all voted up in office so that they would know what y'all want and that they could work towards that for those of you with private student loans. But don't sit here and talk bad about the people who had these $100,000 and $200,000 owed to the government and they're getting $10,000 taken off. I promise that $10,000 did not come out your pocket. You do not have to act like that. Y'all acting like you work at McDonald's and I asked for extra sauce. The people who paid your loans off already, I understand that it's not fair, but life is not fair. You do not get to be disrespectful in my comments. We don't do that here. If you cannot be genuinely happy for the people that these changes will affect, then y'all can go ahead and exit stage left. I don't do that in my comments. Now, any loan credit card you sign up for is your responsibility and no one else's. But it's also the responsibility of the government to take care of their constituents, right? That's what we voted them into office for. And so if the economy is tanking and we can't afford to live, I promise you, I'm not going to pay my student loan anyway. So you might as well already forgive me. Thank you. If this was a church, I'd be out on the damn floor. Baby, because I got both. Life ain't fair. I'll take what I can get. No, seriously. And y'all know I said what I said. Like, y'all, these comments is crazy. Like, she said, I'm still finna be salty. What a lot of people also don't understand, and y'all know I do a lot of the credit, the community outreach that I do is with teenagers and college students. Y'all are signing for these student loans at 18, 19 years old. Do you really believe that these 18 and 19-year-olds know the ramifications of what they're signing for? Do you truly believe a lot of people would have signed up for this if they would have known the consequences of this action? Let's be clear, financial literacy is not a graduation requirement in most states. A lot of them don't bother to teach it. That's something they figure you should learn at home. But if they didn't learn it at school, and the people before them didn't learn it at school, and we're trusting the school to teach you everything you know to succeed, then nobody knows anything. And so they're 18 and 19 years old signing for these loans that they're going to be paying back for the rest of their lives. How can you be upset that these people wanted the monkey off their back? No one made them take the loans, though. You sign, you pay. I can tell you one of them pick yourself up by your bootstrap head ass people. I ain't about to argue with you. I said what I said. I came in on, I ain't paying anyway, so you might as well forgive me. I know that's right. No, for real. The military talk about helping forgive loans, and that's not even true. No, for real. Because I was definitely one of those. I joined the army to pay for college. Never went to college, head ass. How should a charge-off be reported when you agree to repay a reduced amount to prevent having a legal judgment against you? It's still going to report as a charge-off. And once you pay it and make the payment, it's just going to be reported as a paid charge-off. There's always a price for your actions, knowingly and unknowingly. Yes, you're exactly right. There are always consequences for this action. But if we were doing a better job as a community, as a government, as a country to educate our children in financial literacy growing up, then they would know more to make smarter decisions when they're 18 and 19. Instead, I'm learning that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Florida just passed that financial literacy is mandatory to graduate high school. Yes, I love to see it. Oh, okay. Have a nice day. You be blessed. Ain't that what they say? Be blessed. Anyway, and no one gripes about the government giving tax breaks and free money and loan forgiveness to corporations and wealthy people who can afford to pay. Why are people salty about poor people like me getting loan forgiveness? It's the truth. Ooh, by the way, I just got a preferred line of credit for FICO. Congratulations. A lot of people in my school took out hella loans and didn't know the difference between subsidized and unsubsidized. There are literally adults in their 40s and 50s who I have appointments with, and they can't even tell me if their student loans are federal or private. Come on now. How to delete a paid collection, please. Okay. So unfortunately, once you pay a collection, that's technically counting as a validation of a debt. And honestly, they already got what they wanted from you. So they're not likely to do what you asked them to just because. Now, some companies will do it just it's no skin off their back. It's not going to bother them. But other companies are like, no, I refuse. So, one way that you can go about doing it is just asking them to remove it since the account is paid, or you could attempt to dispute it and hope that since it's paid, they don't have all of the documentation that they need to prove that they can legally report on this debt. But it's completely legal that they won't remove it if you did not negotiate that prior to paying. I owe 13K, so I'll owe 3K. Is this going to up my points when I get the forgiveness? No. If the student loan forgiveness does not pay off the entirety of your student loan, there will be no change to your credit score. Your debt to income ratio will go down. But it's not going to have any impact on your score. Can you look into the Sunbelt credit card? Message me that on Instagram Reflections so it can remind me. Not people hating on us for trying to better our lives fresh out of high school. No, for real. Not even gonna lie. I just looked at the partner's loans and he has 2 subsidized and 2 unsubsidized. I truly don't know the difference between subsidized and unsubsidized and was a college nursing student. I just know one is less amount you can borrow. And it's crazy, right? Like, and it's so, I don't know, maybe I have a different view of it because of my different life experience. I didn't graduate high school and go to college. I probably should have, but I joined the military and then decided to take a couple college classes, and then it wasn't for me. And I was like, I'm not about to waste this money. There's people who they think that they grow up thinking that from high school, I go to college, have no idea what they want to do with life, end up getting a degree in something they don't want to do, or switch their degree plan 1,000 times. Now they got all these loans. Like we're asking 18 and 19-year-olds to make permanent life decisions straight out of high school. Like they barely wiping their ass. Like, come on. We can't think that this is okay. I just know the Department of Education sent my loans and Nelnet. Does the sub and unsub loans affect the interest? I don't know. Totally irrelevant, but your locks are popping, sis. And thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you, girl. Heart Hair Studio on the hair. Period. And past. What are the websites or links to find out if you qualify for these loan forgiveness options? So for this particular one, as long as you make less than $125,000, if you are the only person in your household, or if you are married or head of household, it's less than $250,000. If that's you, you qualify for this specific student loan forgiveness. You can go to the studentaid.gov website. They have the exact same information that I'm saying to y'all. I'm literally reading it off the website. But if you go to studentaid.gov and if you're not sure if the U.S. Department of Education has the correct information on you about how much you make, right, or how much you made last year, then there is a link that is available where you can subscribe, right? And what's going to happen is when the application becomes available for you to put in your information, then they will email you and let you know. Otherwise, it's going to happen automatically. If they have all of your information on file, it's going to happen automatically. You don't have to apply for it, but I think these forgiveness is going to be held up. My question is, how are you making over $125,000 and still struggling? Sheesh, even $100,000. Listen, it's expensive out here. How will the student loan forgiveness affect our credit? So whenever, and this goes for any kind of loan, any loan, whenever you pay off a loan, that account closes and you're going to lose points. So if any of you are in underwriting right now for like a home, y'all about to go to closing in the next 6 months, expect a call from somebody if you was right on the cusp. Expect a call from somebody. Monitor your FICO scores like crazy. I use myfico.com to monitor my mortgage scores specifically because remember, there's multiple credit scores. Your mortgage scores is your FICO 2, 4, and 5. These are the scores that lenders look at when they're trying to determine whether or not you're going to get these homes. So, right? If this is you and you about to go to closing and your student loan is supposed to be forgiven at some point, you need to be communicating with your loan people to make sure that they know, listen, if this happens, what do I need to do? Let me go ahead and get my 10K knocked off. I will still owe 60K. Is 660 a good score to buy a house? That depends on where you are, the market where you are, what you're looking for, how much you want. It's too much that goes into that determination for me to just say that based off your score. What about incoming freshmen who already applied and qualified for loans but start school this year? I'm not sure if you want me to be completely honest with you, and I don't want to tell you a lie. Do you think that old hag Pelosi gonna hold it up? I don't know. How does this affect current students? I'll be graduating in December. So technically, for all the loans you already have, you qualify for those. Now, any new loans you get, I don't know how that's going to apply. I don't know if that's going to apply to that. But any loans that you already have, for those of you who are currently in school, it applies to those. But any new loans like that you have to get, I don't think it's going to apply to that, but I'm not exactly sure. Studentaid.gov, don't say that. I'm only reading exactly what's on studentaid.gov. I must be asking the wrong questions. Angie, that's the first question I've seen. Oh, that's it. I must be asking the wrong question. No, for real. Over 100K in DC, please. You low income. You poor making 100K in DC. You wildin'. When factually disputing, is there a hierarchy for what's more effective to use when disputing? I hope that made sense. So you have to look at each case individually. Like for me anyway, and how I factually dispute, I can't even say that there's a specific order that you should put everything, because it really just depends on the case itself. So like I'm disputing it based on XYZ. That XYZ is going to determine how I would dispute. Now Metro 2 is different. Metro 2, they have, no matter what the fucking problem is, I feel like it's the same fucking pattern. That's something completely different. But when factually disputing, outside of like your bureau reinvestigation letter, your method of investigation letter, and the debt validation letter, after that, like there's the choices are endless. Not sure if you answered this or not, but any information on the Parent Plus loans being forgiven. So as far as, because of that, when I saw that question on TikTok, I went over to the studentaid.gov website, and it doesn't say there's a differentiation. Like it does not specifically outline like Parent Plus loans. Like it literally don't even, let me control F and see. Nope, it don't even say Parent Plus on there. So I have no idea. I guess as more information becomes available as far as the details, I guess they'll kind of announce that part. What's some differences that you'll notice graduating from the 600 credit club to the 700 score club? I guess it depends on what your goals are. Cause like, if, you know, once you hit the 700s, those cards tend to have more perks. Those cards tend to, you know, lower interest, stuff like that. Where do you go for the ITT loan forgiveness? The studentaid.gov website. And there's a portal that they created for people who were included on the loan. So you'll have to go there. When will we see the forgiveness? They have not said when like the first round of forgiveness. Oh, my service. What is going on? Hold on, my Ethernet cord right here. Okay. That should fix it. Okay. Sorry. It said that my service was going out. So what was I saying? They have not said when like you will see it like in effect on your credit. They just said that this is what's happening. Oh no, they ain't calling me. If you believe you have the right person, send it in the mail, right? I never knew I owed 10 different companies in student loans until I was ready to pay. Jesus. 6 months is the estimated time frame for this to go into effect. It's not that this is the estimated time frame. Usually when that's a really, how do I say this? So pretty much from this point forward, expect it, right? And so when you are about to go to the closing table, you can't have any surprises. That's why I said, especially in the next 6 months, because a year, like if you got like a year, let's say until closing or whatever, you're fine. You're good. That's more than enough time for it to affect your credit, but you can bounce back from that. 6 months is not enough time for it to affect your credit and you bounce back and get all those points that you lost. And so that's why I said, if it's within the next 6 months, you need to be communicating to see, all right, is there anything that you think I should do to improve my chances? Because if my student loans are forgiven, this is what's going to happen. Do you still qualify if you are a recent grad and haven't made any payments yet? They haven't said you don't qualify. I'll say it like that. I got a 458 and 4K in credit card debt. They're in collections. What can I do? I mean, you could do a lot. You could force them to validate the debt. You could negotiate pay to deletes. Like, it's a lot that you could do. Oh, they still mad at I'll play the world's smallest violin for you. For you. I see you talking about how you're so upset that they're getting student loan forgiveness. There you go. That was for you. What's the difference between borrower's defense and PSLF? So public service loan forgiveness is for people who are public servants. So I didn't mean that as like offensively. I'm so sorry. I meant like that title. If you are titled as a public or civil servant, like military, police officers, firefighters, like that sort of thing. That is a loan forgiveness program where you got to like make payments in order to be forgiven. And the payments have to be while you are a civil servant or a public servant. And then borrower's defense is for the people who were defrauded by their schools. So those for-profit schools that advertise like, 90% of our graduates get employment and blah, blah, blah. Well, they were found to have lied. They inflated their numbers, and that the numbers are what convinced people to come to their schools. And so their student loans were completely forgiven. Just saw a new article saying IRS is refunding $1.2 billion in late filing fees. They said you won't see changes of applications until closer to the resume time. Yeah, because the applications, they're saying they have until December 31st to even put the application up. They turned the student aid site up like a Jordan release. I'm sick. Thank you for holding this topic space. You're so welcome. They didn't forgive mine, and I'm sick. I already answered that. Oh, let me go back to the Facebook group. Okay, so let me answer these questions. I have 2 medical collections on my Experian for the same debt. It tanked my score by 23 points. Can 2 collection agencies go after the same debt? So I'm going to be honest. The answer is no. 2 collection companies cannot collect on the exact same debt. First, you need to verify that they are the exact same debt. So you're going to have to look at the account numbers. If the account numbers match, then you're going to have to send them a letter. So you would send this letter directly to the people who are saying that you owe, the people who are reporting against you, right? And you're going to send them a debt validation letter because you need to see all of the documentation that they have on that debt to make sure that it is 2 separate debts and to make sure that it's not the same debt 2 times. If you have the evidence to prove that this is just, one debt twice, then you would send them something known as the double jeopardy letter, which pretty much states like you cannot be penalized or punished twice for the same thing. 2 companies cannot attempt to collect on the same debt, because then if you pay one, you don't have to pay the other one, and it's illegal to, try to collect on a paid debt. So yeah. Credit card utilization utilization recommendations to decrease high utilization. So I typically tell people, first of all, that you should only spend what you have. At the least, right, you should be making weekly or bi-weekly payments on your credit cards. And that's because so what I'll say is this: how you use your credit, or how you're supposed to use your credit cards, is it's supposed to replace your debit card. Anything you would have used your debit card to pay for, you're supposed to use your credit card. That's why those higher tier credit cards offer you perks for like those everyday purchases, like the grocery store, going to the market, stuff like that. Now, Kiki, you made me forget what I was about to say. Now, when it comes to paying it off, I always say spend what you already planned on spending. So maybe if you're not comfortable yet using it for every purchase, maybe if you just use it for the things that are not variable expenses. So things that are the same every single month that you get perks for, right? Because the whole point of the credit cards, well, for me anyway, is I'm going to get these points or this cash back. So if I am let's say I got a credit card and my credit card gets me 3% cash back on gas. I was already allotted to get gas anyway. I get gas every Wednesday, $50 at the 7-Eleven. It's just that now instead of swiping my debit card, I'm swiping my credit card. And because I swiped my credit card, even though it's the same $50, right? I now got 3% off of that $50 purchase. You see what I'm saying? And so then when I get to the house, or maybe at the end of that week or that paycheck, I'm going to put that $50 payment or schedule that $50 payment so that they can pay that purchase off. That's how you best manage it. So as you use it, pay it off. You're not supposed to use credit cards for emergencies. That's what you're supposed to have an emergency fund for. You don't take somebody else's money and use it in case of an emergency, because then you're going to have to pay more when you pay it back, because you're not going to be able to pay it off. If you could have paid it off, you would have never had to use the card in the first place. So you use your money in case of an emergency, because you don't have to pay somebody else back in a specific amount of time. So credit cards aren't just about building your credit, they're about perks too. The higher tier cards. So obviously you have to get one of the higher tier cards that actually have a rewards program in order to qualify for something like that. But yeah, I do it for the points and the cash back. Da, 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 da. If I pay my debt and it reads paid on my reports years after payment, should it still be there? Yes. After you pay an account off, let's say you paid it off on time. If you paid it off on time, it'll be 7 years from that last payment that it's going to report. Now, if it's a collection or something and you paid it and it reports as a paid collection, it's going to be 7 years from that first payment, that first missed payment that led to the account being charged off. That is also known as the date of first delinquency. That does not change just because you made a payment. And I know a lot of us was saying that it did at first because we've seen it happen, but apparently it's illegal. So, okay, I'm reading all the questions on the Facebook thread. Okay. And why is it okay for the government to help foreign countries with billions of dollars for war, but not okay for the government to help its own poor citizens within the USA with loan forgiveness? Make it make sense. Yeah, I think it's really weird that people are actually upset about this. Hold on, I'm scrolling up on TikTok to get some more. Is it still time to apply for borrower's defense forgiveness? I really don't want to leave off this page because I ain't gonna be able to get back on the student loan website. But I feel like it was the deadline was like September something. There ain't no wait in hell. Southern New Hampshire is going to be under borrower's defense. Is it? Oh, no, it's not. I was about to say for real, but no, ain't no way. Thank you for the knowledge. You're so welcome. How does the 125K get determined? So for most of you, they already have the information on files from what they're saying. So my assumption is that they're using previous year's tax returns, like your W-2s, to determine how much you made annually. Because in my opinion, that's the best way to do it anyway. But I mean, if they don't have it, or if you're not sure if they have it, studentaid.gov has a link that you can click on to subscribe. And when the application becomes available for you to fill out to submit your information, they'll let you know. What's borrower's defense? Borrower's defense is if you went to a for-profit school and there was a lawsuit. It was like Sweets versus Cardona, I think it was. And they decided that the schools inflated their rates for employment and stuff like that when recruiting people to come to their schools. And because of that lawsuit, they forgave the student loans from people who went to very specific schools. And so it had to be like during a certain time, and it was a list of specific schools who were included in the lawsuit. And you go to the studentaid.gov website, and they have like stuff that you fill out to determine whether or not you qualify. And then if you do qualify, they kind of walk you through those next steps. What about identity theft? Filed a police report and the FTC sent letters to the bureaus in March. So if you're a victim of identity theft, you also need to reach out to the company who you were the victim with, right? So let's say it was Amex. You need to reach out to Amex and ask them what is their company policy regarding identity theft claims, and you need to make sure that you go through their entire policy. I've been thinking about doing a passive income with the PLOC from CQ. Investing in something. That actually sounds like a really good idea. Y'all know I do not give investment advice. I do not got my certification. And so we is not going to talk about investments in here because I ain't going to jail or pay no fines. Does this apply to Parent Plus loans? So I haven't seen anything in the information. Mind y'all, I read this directly from the student aid website. There is nothing on the student aid release that specifically says that Parent Plus loans are or are not included. It doesn't say that. It says if you are eligible, if your annual income has fallen below $125,000 for individuals or $250,000 for married couples or heads of households. That's what it says. And it's got to be a federally held loan. Yeah. I already answered that question. Oh yeah. I think I answered everybody's question. What's this? What did you just say was illegal? I'm sorry, I don't recall. I don't even know when you sent me that. Anybody else got some more questions? Y'all got some more questions? Let me refresh this because that number isn't even changing. There we go. I figured that. Just let it fill the room. We in this bitch. I mute with no second thoughts. Well, that will work. I'm under that and was deferred this whole time. So then, yeah. What letter do I need to send for debt validation on my medical bills over $100? You could just send. So you got two options. I say send a regular debt validation letter because I'm gonna answer that in a second. Sorry, just send them a regular debt validation letter because what you're asking for in that letter, if they give you all of that, you'll have everything that you need in order to kind of decide how you want to move forward. So like if you do a regular debt validation letter, they'll respond with like, if you do a regular debt validation letter, they'll respond with all of the evidence that they have that ties you to the account. So let's say that you see a HIPAA violation because you don't see a HIPAA release form, but somebody else outside of, like, let's say you went to the doctor's office and they sold your debt to a debt collection company. So it's not debt management. And they did not have your consent to transfer some of your PHI. That's a HIPAA violation. And with that, then you could do the HIPAA response, right, to that. Or I don't know, like you get what I'm saying? Like a regular debt validation covers everything. It's like a blanket statement. I don't know if this was asked. If my loan is forgiven, will it lower my credit age? Lower it, no, but you are going to lose points. That's because this is no longer an open, actively reporting account. Your oldest account now has an expiration date. And so over time, the average age of your accounts is going to change because that oldest account is not still clicking, right? It's a set amount now. And as the account gets older and older and older, it'll have less of an impact on your credit score. So like, eventually it won't be worth shit. I do see your MOA icon. Oh, never mind. Can I apply for a home with a bankruptcy that's 2 years old? It depends on the kind of bankruptcy and the people you're trying to get your loan through. I had Rebecca Richardson. Her name on TikTok is the.mortgage.mentor. And she was telling us how, like, you can be in a chapter 13 and be buying a house. So I know ain't nothing changed, but I keep buying new smart credit reports. LOL. I'm skeptical on the daily. No, for real. Is it possible to get the borrower's defense and then the recent forgiveness of $20,000? Yes, but only if you qualify for both. You have to qualify for both. Any news or events we can look forward to from the Money Plug? I'm about to be on a couple different podcasts coming up. I'm really excited. Y'all know FinCon is coming up next month. I'm so excited because so many of my like virtual friends are giving speeches and stuff, and I'll get to meet them for the first time because pandemic and whatnot. So I'll answer that in a second, Sandy. So like I don't know, I'm really excited about that. And at the event, they have like different pods and stuff. So like there's gonna be like video recording pods and then just like podcasting pods. And so I even reserved time to like do like maybe like a live YouTube or something for like 30 minutes there from you guys. So I'm really excited about this. I'm so excited about this. So I'm gonna be on a lot of different podcasts, and y'all know I was just on the news. I did pin it on my TikTok. I don't think I pinned it on my Instagram, but I was just on the news. Shout out to the Queen City News down in Charlotte, WJZY. But that was really cool. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff coming up. Y'all know September, and I told y'all I pushed it back, so don't cuss me out when y'all don't see it on the first. But mid-September, that's when the first class is going to roll out. This is going to be a live class. I really wanted to do like a at your own pace course, but I really kind of want to walk y'all through it and be able to answer whatever questions y'all may need. So mid-September, we're going to have around, yeah, like mid-September, we're going to have the FCRA class, and we're going to be going over and through the FCRA from the eyes of the consumer. What should you be looking for when you're going through your debts to look for FCRA violations? What are the different laws in the FCRA, such as like the CROA, the FCBA, the FACTA, like that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited because it's just the beginning of a series. It's called The Class About Nothing. So it's just the beginning of the series. Oh, so I'm so excited. Like, I got a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Yeah. So FinCon is a convention for personal finance, content creators and educators. And it's really, really cool because I get to go and like nerd out. Y'all know I could sit and talk about credit with y'all for hours. So imagine me going to a convention full of people who love talking about like money and investing in credit. And oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. And we going to Orlando Studios. Y'all know I'm a Harry Potter junkie, so I can't wait to go and spend all my kids' college tuition at Universal Studios. I feel hurt. Jinx bamboozled. She cap. Who cap? Oh, you a hater. Huh? Oh, you a hater. And I'm not going to say what I want to say. Just know, I see you, girl, hating. I feel hurt. Jinx bamboozled. No, I told y'all I had to push it back. Only because the beginning of September is FinCon. And I wanted to be able to go live with y'all. That's why. FinCon is in the beginning of September. So I'm going to be gone all that week. Is there a way to obtain a consumer report from places like CoreLogic and LexisNexis? Yes. So CoreLogic. So I don't know if you're active on Facebook, or if you want, you can just click the link in my bio. It should take you to my quick links page. Inside of my online store, there's a couple documents that's completely free. One of those documents, it says like consumer reporting agencies or credit reporting agency list. It's a complete list of all of the third-party reporting agencies. No, I don't know Southern Charm. You can mute them. And that complete list has all of their contact information and like the industry that they're mostly tied to. So like you'll see like renting companies, like when you have problems with evictions, or if you're trying to remove something from your rental history, it'll tell you all of the consumer reporting agencies for the year 2022 who have been reporting information and their contact information. It's completely free. It's on my website. Or if you're in the Facebook group, it's in the group files under like the CRA list or something like that. But legally, each of these companies have to give you at least one credit report a year because of the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, or FACTA, the FACTA, which is inside of the FCRA. That's one of the laws that gave you like identity theft protection. And a part of that is you being able to access your credit report once a year. What other cards does Community Bank issue? They love me and I need another card on my profile. Girl, a lot. Honestly, if you go like, if you just like Google search Community and go to their website, they'll show like there's a page you click on and it'll show you like some of the people they partner with. Not the kids' tuition. No, for real. What other questions y'all got for me? I've missed y'all. Fuck it, one of them gonna be president anyway. Who needs tuition? No, for real. For real. Don't student loans debt affect your debt to income ratio when trying to get a home? Yes, but from my understanding, it's only a percentage of your student loans, not the entire amount. What other questions, y'all? I gotta move this because I can't see the bottom part of the comments. Sorry, Instagram. I just had to move y'all over so I can stop leaning forward. What other questions y'all got for me? Oh, that's a cute little live. I've been live for an hour. Oh my God, it hasn't felt like it. Y'all got any more questions for me? Because I got some announcements. Can we go over the church announcements for a second? Because I got some announcements. Okay. So I know a lot of you are not active on Facebook, but I need a favor. So I honestly just want to be nominated because it would feel good just to be like, oh, hey, you was nominated for this. But the last post I made on Facebook, if you look at the bottom of your screen on TikTok, you should see my banner going across. The banner has the name of the Facebook group. It's plugged in the Credit Clubhouse. Or you can go to my Facebook page that's on the sticky note right here. And it says Markia B, aka the Money Plug. When you go to my page, there's a button that says groups and you'll see it right up under there. Which score do I look at for real estate? You're going to look at your FICO 2, your FICO 4, and your FICO 5 if you're getting a mortgage. But anyway, the last post I made on Facebook is a link that you guys got to click on. Can y'all click on that and vote for me? All you got to do is put your email address. I get 1 vote a day per email address. That'd be so nice. It's the People's Choice Awards. for the Plutus Awards. How many credits can I have to boost my credit score? What do you mean, how many credits? This ain't Pac-Man. What are you talking about? Oh, thank you. I just came in high. Is there student forgiveness offer on the table? Yes, it's on the table. It's happening. Doesn't current repossession on payment matter on your report? Payment status matters on your report. What do you mean? Explain that a little bit, Marcus. I mean, I don't know if you want everybody to know your name. What are your feelings on the switch to digital currency? I'm not opposed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not one of those people who like truly cares if you'll be. I don't like money. I don't like money. I don't like touching money. I don't like the idea of coins or dollars. Like, y'all want to know what ruined it for me? Joyner Lucas got a song, and in the song, he's talking about this like $100 bill. And I guess this, and like it goes from start to finish where this $100 bill came from. And after his song and seeing what that money been through, I don't even want to touch money. So I'm all for just digital currency, not having to actually exchange a dollar with somebody. What credit score do I need to buy a house? There's no set credit score that you need to buy a house. What you need depends on where you live, the market where you live, what's the cost of living where you are, whoever you're going through for your loan, what kind of loan, that sort of thing. Cards, I'm sorry. How many cards can I have to boost my credit score? It's not about how many cards you have, as long as you have at least 3. But it's not about how many cards you have. It's all about those different categories on your credit report working together. So remember, there's 5 categories: payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, mix of accounts, and inquiries. All of these come together to create your credit score. What about the new loan forgiveness bought and signed? That's what we was talking about. The new loan forgiveness, if you make less than $125,000 for individuals, or less than $250,000 for those of you who file married or head of household, then you qualify for the student loan forgiveness. That is the requirement. It has to be a federally backed loan, and you have to meet that income requirement, your annual income. It's going based off of previously filed tax returns, right? Obviously. Do I give private classes? What do you mean classes? If you are not sure if they have your information, studentaid.gov has a link that you can click on, right? That you can subscribe to their emails, and they will email you when the application becomes available for you to provide the information that they need to see if you qualify. Do you feel that debit cards should only be used in emergencies? Use credit cards to pay everything, then pay the card off, right? For the most part, yeah. Now, I mean, I understand that some people do not have the discipline that is required to do something like that. So I also understand if you're not doing that, if you're only using a credit card for, and I use this example all the time. I tell people all the time, I got one of those little label makers, and I put it on the back of my credit card, and it tells me what this card is primarily used for. And then that's how I keep track of what I'm supposed to be using what card for, based on the rewards and stuff like that. So that's fine too. And then, for everything else that's not a reward, you could just use your debit card, no problem. But, once you get to a point discipline-wise and budget-wise where you can afford to use your credit cards because you know how much you're going to have to pay back, then yes, I suggest only using debit cards for emergencies. When it comes to emergencies, you should not be using credit cards. I cannot stress that enough. Do we need to call the student loan customer service department? No, you do not have to contact them at all. I know they're about to get a million phone calls anyway. I feel so sorry for those people. I feel so sorry for those people. What other questions you guys got for me? Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I've missed y'all, low-key. I've been so busy, but I cannot wait to announce all the stuff that I've been doing in the background. Ooh. I just voted for you. Oh, thank you, Angie. I'm gonna put it everywhere. I just posted it on my Facebook page earlier before I left the house. And then shout out to Kappa Epsilon Psi Military Sorority Incorporated, because we are doing our backpack drive tomorrow. So I knew that I was working, so I had to go drop the backpacks that I got. And shout out to everybody who donated for the backpacks. We got just me by myself, not my chapter, but I got 21 backpacks that I got to be able to donate. So we need so it's once a day per email address is what I was told. So thank y'all to everybody who donated. We got 21 book bags. And yeah, so I went and dropped those off to my chapter sisters. Y'all are amazing for putting those book bags together tonight. And then we're going to be giving out book bags full of school supplies tomorrow. I'm taking a course on how to invest in the real estate. What? Oh my God. Send me, they got like a referral link. What course you taking? Who you taking it through? Holla at me, Philip. We got to talk. Oh, thank you, Yana. Keys. All right. Is now a good time to refinance, or is a HELOC better right now? Only you can make that determination. And that's because it just really depends on what they're offering and like what your finances look like right now. Trying to get my money and my credit together. I want to buy some land. I'm not like, I tell y'all this every time I get on live. I feel like I'm not ready to buy a house just yet. Like I don't have that itch yet. I like calling my leasing office 3 o'clock in the morning and having somebody to come fix something in here. You get what I'm saying? Like I like that. Like I like that that's included in my rent. I like that I don't have to cut my grass. I like that I don't pay gas and electric. I like all that shit. So I'm not ready to buy a house just yet, but I am looking at land. So I think it's coming within the next like 5 years for sure. Because I am starting to look at land. Because I told y'all I've been living in row homes all my life. Bro, I want something where I can't even see my neighbors. Can you do a quick search of the card I asked about earlier? I don't have Instagram. No, I can't do a quick search and then give you my opinion on it. Like I got to do a deep dive. I'm going to have to like check with any of my clients, see if any of them had this card. Look at their terms and conditions, like a lot of that. USDA offers rural loans with 30-year to 38-year repayment. I heard like, and then like, and I'm talking like land and build the house. Listen, I'm thinking about it. And then, you know, I've been talking to my family a lot too about like, you know, and by family, I mean my extended family too. You know, I'm military, so I'm really big on extended family. And so like me and all my friends have been talking lately about buying a lot of land and all of us just being neighbors on that hoe. I keep sending the charge off letter and they keep verifying. But you're not questioning the validity or you just want, try sending it to the company directly. Talk to the company directly and see if that changes anything, because that's irritating. Just be like, listen, y'all are reporting as a charge off every single month and you are only allowed to charge off an account one time. So what is the original charge off date? That's what you need to ask the ass. Hi. What other questions y'all got for me? And listen, for those of you who are ex-military ladies, if you're looking for family, Kappa Epsilon Psi Military Sorority Incorporated is looking for sisters. I think this weekend is it today? I think it's this weekend is our interest meeting. Yeah, that monthly charge off. So reach out to the company. So send a letter to the company and say like, hey, what is the original charge off date for this account? Because I'm noticing that you're reporting it as a charge off every single month. Do you think switched on digital currency will give the government a way to control our money? Absolutely. But do you think the government already isn't controlling your money? Like you really think you can go to the bank right now and walk out with all the cash you have in your bank account? I mean, well, depending on how much you got. Well, like, let's say somebody got like $725,000 in their retirement account. Do you really think you could walk into your bank and walk out with that $725,000? They control your money now. It's 8/27. Yes. Okay. So August 27th is our interest meeting. If anybody's interested, I called Capital One and said they reported it as a charge off each month and they deleted it from my credit report. I would just keep an eye on your credit because they may have taken that as a dispute, and so they could be investigating, and then once the investigation is complete, it comes back. So just keep an eye on that. But you go, girl. You go, Glen Coco. I love your room. It looks peaceful with all the plants. It's only peaceful because my door is closed. Anybody who's been following me for a while know that is facts. But yes, y'all know I got a plant subscription service. So I get a new plant every month. This month is actually my last month. I don't know if I'm going to renew it. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants, and then my husband buys me flowers every week. So I got those in here too. If my student loans are over 15 to 20 years, am I eligible for the program? So far, all they're saying that is a the qualifying thing is that you have to make less than $125,000 or $250,000 if you file married or head of household. I'll send his IG to you on Facebook. The course is closed. Damn it. But he opens it every few months. Okay. Student loan question. I know some people got refunds. If you had a wage garnishment, do you get a refund check? Not based off of this. So like this student loan forgiveness, no. If it's already paid off, you're not getting anything. How much is the plant subscription? So it's $60 a month. But low key is worth it because like some of the plants that I've gotten, I've seen people charging more. Like my Birkin. What? My Birkin, I've seen people charging like $100 for a philodendron Birkin, which is wild. But like if it's in really, really good condition, what? Plants get expensive. And I didn't realize that until like I started really getting into like gardening and all that kind of stuff. Bro, what? And I got like, okay, so like, I have variegated plants. Variegated means they're like 2 colors. And so those are even more expensive. What about Parent Plus loans? There is nothing on the studentaid.gov website that excludes Parent Plus loans. Let me say that. Doesn't matter how long you've been out of school or if the loan is in default. Who do I contact about that loan forgiveness? So they're saying that it's going to happen automatically. For most of you, they already have all the information they need on you based off of the information that you've provided previously. However, if you are not sure if they have your annual income information or if you know they don't have it, there is a link that you can click on the studentaid.gov website where you can subscribe to them. And when the application becomes available for you to submit your information, then you can go ahead and fill it out. They'll let you know. Did I hear that you can get a charge-off taken off? I have Capital One. It is extremely hard to get a charge-off removed because that is the company that you signed the original contract with. Why would they not have the proper documentation? They wrote it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not as likely. Like it's a little harder to get a charge-off removed, but it's not impossible. Like if you can capitalize on a mistake that they made that either violates one of the, that violates the FCRA, or if you can find like an error in the way that something's reporting, a lot of time you can leverage that for a removal. But it's a lot harder when it's a charge off as opposed to a collection. What's the best thing to do when you're behind on monthly payment for a credit card? Communicate. You guys need to talk to your lenders because some of them have programs like, for example, Victoria's Secret or Community Bank has a program that you can enroll in where if you lose your job, they will cover your credit card payments for like 6 months. A lot of people enroll in this program when they first get the card and then don't think nothing else about it. They completely forget about it. And so then they end up missing all those payments. The account gets charged off and it could have been avoided because you could have invoked that benefit that you have with Community Bank. So you need to be communicating with your lender. I know it's like our first nature to just like stop answering the phone and shit like that when you owe somebody money, but we have to start being more comfortable with vocalizing what we need. You can't get something if you ain't asking for it. Oh, y'all got some really good questions tonight. What other questions y'all got? Oh my God, thank you. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm so sorry. I'm so rude. My name is Markia. I'm known on social media as the Money Plug. I am a certified financial education instructor, board certified credit repair specialist, and a board certified credit repair consultant. And I use my platform to teach you guys about all things credit so that, we can beat them at their own game. How many plans do you get a month? So it's 1 plan a month, but I get like discounts on other shit all the time. Like they always send me coupons. So the website is heyrooted.com. So HEYROOTED.com. And they all, even if you just sign up for their emails instead of like buying something or signing up for anything, they got a bunch of shit. And I got the jungle subscription. So like I got from the subscription service, I got an aloe plant, my philodendron Birkin. I think I got that pothos. I got a Snow Queen pothos, a plastic plant, a Rex Bergonia, and I forgot what that one is. Alocasia. I got an alocasia. I got all of those from the subscription service. This one I got from, I went to Plant House. It's a place called Plant House. And you make like, we actually made a terrarium. Shout out to Tasha. She's on deployment. I miss you if you're watching this. But We made a terrarium. Like she took her son, so I took. Oh, here he is, Money Wise Lawyer. That's what I was talking about. I cannot wait till he talks about the student loan shit. And then I got a plant too. You need to do a just chat and stream sometimes. I know, because I'm so easily like. I used to stream and play video games. If you follow me for a while, you know I used to do that. I used to stream and play video games, but what had happened was I gave my mom one of my TVs that I had. And so I had took my TV out of my office and took it downstairs. So the website is called Hey Rooted, but the company is called Rooted. So the website is heyrooted.com. So HEYROOTED.com. That's where my plant subscription comes from. And I have the jungle subscription. It's 2 types. But no, you don't get to pick. It's completely random. Like when your package go out, they send you an email, and in the email, it's like 2 or 3 choices for that month of what your plant could be. So it's always really cool to do like my unboxing. I'll be so pumped. Get a gaming monitor. I started to like, that's why I started like freeing up space on my desk. And my husband has a gaming laptop, low key, that I was thinking about using, but I'm gonna have to trade him one of my MacBooks, and I don't think I want to do that. I got 2 MacBooks, an iPad, and an iMac, because I'm addicted to Apple products. But I'm so stingy, like I just don't want to give up none of my stuff, even if I don't use it. What? Shut up. Shut up. Samsung has a 55-inch gaming monitor. Don't tell me that, because I swear, look at me looking around for places to hang it. Don't tell me that. One other question. Oh, what's the quickest way to help raise your score? So the quickest way to raise your score would be through your credit utilization. So if you have credit cards and you have balances on your cards, the higher the balance, the more points it's costing you. So whenever somebody needs to get points quick, that's why I always suggest checking your credit utilization first. Plus, it's the easiest section to manipulate. Like I said, it's the easiest section to manipulate for points, because you pay it down, and then when it reports to the credit bureaus, it's reporting as you've paid it down. I'm going to have to rewatch this video since I'm trying to work and participate at the same time. Yeah, so for those of you who are on TikTok or Instagram, because my longer lives, Instagram really doesn't let me save them. You guys got to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I know a lot of you aren't on Facebook. My YouTube channel is WWTMPD. What would the money plug do? So if you just type WWTMPD, it should pop right up. And all of my lives are saved there. It do cost a lot. So what do you play? So I have a PS5, and I play a lot of Sims. I have a PS5, a Switch, and obviously my computer. So I play all the regular little PS5 games, except 2K. I do not play 2K. And I play Switch, so I play like Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, stuff like that. And then my computer, I pretty much only play Sims. Or if I'm feeling frisky, Civilization. But I really like Civilization on my Switch more because it's more portable. I bet it do cost a lot. Damn, 55-inch gaming monitor. If they charge off July 2018 and I send the charge off letter to the direct creditor, will that restart the statute of limitations since it's been 4 years? Is it from Maryland? Let me ask you that. Because if it's from Maryland, then no, there's absolutely positively nothing that can reset the statute of limitations if it has already expired. Only for certain states. And if anybody make fun of the fact that my nails came off, you are anti-Black women, because don't judge my life. Utilization is so hard to get down with subscriptions. You just got to time it right. What I tell people is, first, before you start putting your subscriptions on a credit card or picking which credit card to use, you need to look at what your billing cycle is. Because remember, the day after your billing cycle ends, they snitching on you. So if you look at when your billing cycle ends for each card, and then look at when each subscription is scheduled to come out, that can help you move it around and put it on whatever card you need to, so that it still gives you time to pay it off before it reports. That's important to remember. What do you think about the Chime Credit Builder card? It doesn't have credit utilization. The reason why I like the Chime Credit Builder card is because it gives, especially like low-income college students or college students with inconsistent income, the opportunity to still build their credit, right? Because with things like the Chime Credit Builder card, the Credit Sesame Cash card, these cards are debit cards. So you put money into this account, and then every month that you use the account, that counts as on-time payment history. So no, it's not going to give you credit utilization because you're not borrowing anything, but it's going to give you payment history, which is 35% of your score. So for those, and I also suggest it as a resolution for like people who have a lot of late payments or charge-offs that they just can't get removed from their credit. The only way to really get over that is by adding like new positively reporting accounts. But a lot of people don't want to sign on for more debt. So these prepaid cards is what I call them, kind of help you do that. They help you get that on-time payment history you need without having the responsibility of like a monthly fee or a credit check or anything like that. Pay your monthly amount by due date or statement printed date. So you pay down by your statement date, off by your due date. For example, man, my lips is so dry. So for example, if I have $100 on my credit card, I'm going to pay it all the way down to like $95. And then I'm going to leave $5 on there so that they can report some kind of utilization. And then when I get my bill in the mail every month, I'm going to go ahead and just pay that $5 off. Is there a certain amount of time you should have a trade line? As long as possible. Credit cards are not even considered valuable until they're around like 4 or 5 years old. And loans, I mean, they come with a shelf life. So I mean, just keeping the loan open as long as possible kind of extends the amount of time it's going to be reporting its history on your credit report. So honestly, just as long as possible. My original student loan was sold to Nelnet, and then I guess it was moved back to the government. How can I get Nelnet late payments off my credit? So the only option you're going to have at this point is to remove the entire thing. But you got to understand that removing this account could have a negative impact on your credit report, because if you do not have any accounts to kind of support your credit score, right, it's going to drop. So if that's what you want to do, right, Angie, on my YouTube channel, I have a video that says how to remove student loans, and it goes step by step. But pretty much you're going to request a copy of the promissory note, which is the document that attaches you to debt, right? It creates that what is the word I'm looking for? It creates the obligation to pay. If they cannot prove your obligation to pay, then technically they cannot report that debt. So then the account comes off. I currently have $2,000 in medical debt. Since they are deleting paid off collections, I would recommend settling. So anybody with medical debt, listen to me clear. The stipulation with the new policy just says that the medical debt has to be paid in order for it to come off. So what I've been telling everybody to do is just settle. Just settle. But the only thing is, for those of you who have large amounts of medical debt, anything over $600 that is forgiven has to be included as income. So whenever a company forgives you for more than $600 of whatever they were saying that you owe, you're going to get something in the mail known as a 1099. That 1099 that they give you has to be filed with your taxes, and it counts as income. So that means that if you have enough debt that if they forgave a large portion of it, it would fuck up your taxes. Don't do it. Definitely talk to a tax professional before you make that decision. But for like low amounts, like $2K, yeah, that ain't shit. Settle that medical debt for whatever, like as low as possible, obviously, so that it can go ahead and come off. What was the name of the company that you recommended that reports your rent payments? BoomPay, BOOMPAY. If you go on my website, themoneyplug.co, on my website, I have an affiliate links button, and in there I have a link for BoomPay. Well, I use them. So if you live in military housing, if you're a college student, all of that, BoomPay can help you report your rental payments to give you on-time payment history. The ITT loan is it for technical students or for any student loans? The ITT loan specifically, so the borrower's defense loan forgiveness, that is specifically for like those for-profit schools. This loan forgiveness is for everybody. Still haven't gotten any responses, and letters were sent off over 2 months ago. So then you need to send something. Maybe you need to send a nudge letter. Maybe you need to because for example, TransUnion is the only one who will tell you. Everybody else will just ignore you. But like TransUnion been sending something out known as stall letters. Like, oh, by the way, we got some correspondence from you and we're not going to process it because we don't think it was from you. We think somebody else sent this on your behalf and we don't have a power of attorney on hand. So yeah, first of all, there's nothing that requires you to have a power of attorney. How do I say that without saying that? It is not illegal for you to use a credit repair service, right? Obviously, it would say it if it was, unless you live in the state of Georgia. That's some different shit. But you can use templates. You can use credit repair companies, right? But the thing that they're bringing into question is, are you the one that's requesting this information, or are they the ones that's requesting this information? A way for you all, if you're using templates and you're still getting these stall letters, a way for you to get past that, if you look in the Facebook group, there is a letter that I uploaded that you guys could use for that. But for those of you who are not active on Facebook, pretty much you're just going to tell them, like, even if I hired a credit repair service, I signed the letter. The letter was coming back to my home address. So I am the person who is requesting this information. Therefore, there was no legal justification for you to not process my dispute. Please process my dispute. It did not extend their responding time. They still have the same amount of business days, right? But there was nothing in the laws that says that you can't use templates or you can't use a consumer repair company to fix your credit unless you live in the state of Georgia. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all know I've been real into like checking state laws. And so somebody introduced a bill in Georgia. So y'all make sure y'all go fucking vote. Somebody introduced a bill in Georgia to make it legal for you all to use for-profit credit repair services. So make sure y'all go out and vote. Can we still pay the medical debt now in collections and it still comes off, or it needs to be paid? It has, like, you can pay it now. Yeah, you can still pay it. Just pay it and it'll come off. It's in Pennsylvania. Shit. Marcus, when you do me a favor, just like Google Pennsylvania statute of limitations for debt. And you might gotta comb through like the actual state law, but you need to look to see if they released any amendments that stopped the resurrection of zombie debt, is a lot of times what it's called. Or once a time bar debt expires, can it be reset, right? Like for the state of Pennsylvania, that's what it's often called in the laws, time bar debt or zombie debt. That's what you're going to want to look for, because like Maryland, they made this change in like what, 2013, I think it was, or something like that. So it's not something that was always the case. It's something that kind of happened after that. So look for any amendments. What do you think about the 15-3 method? It's bullshit. I used to have a whole video pinned to the top of my page that I did talking about how the 15-3 method is bullshit. You're not tricking the system into anything. It doesn't matter how many payments you make. It's how much you pay and when you pay, because they're only going to, most cards only report one time. And so as long, they don't care how many payments you make, as long as you pay it down before the statement date, then you get a lot of points. And then you just pay it completely off by the payment due date. So that's 2 payments in 1 month. You're not tricking the system. You actually made 2 payments or 3 payments or whatever in that month. You're not tricking anything. It's all about when you pay and how much you pay. Because all those payments, let's say you made like 3 payments of $1,000. When it reports, it's going to say that $3,000 was paid towards the account. You didn't trick shit. I just got an applaud letter for me now after he got his. Thanks. And also, what method of payment do you recommend? I know you always mention communicating with shit. I don't know what are you thanking me for? Oh, how to pay. In whatever way is comfortable to you. You could do a check, you could do your card, whatever the case may be. Just make sure you got proof that you paid. What if someone doesn't pay rent but needs some rental history? Will Boom Pay still work for that? So, what I will say is I've seen people go to like Staples or whatever and print out like a lease and like put somebody who lives with them on a lease, and then from that moment forward they record, like they'll have a transaction or whatever, like a Zelle transaction, because most of these rental payment places just monitor your account, and when they see the amount that comes out for your rent comes out, that's when they give you that on-time payment history. He said, now I'm on Instagram, I'm so easily distracted. But once they see that transaction, they report it like that. So it won't report past, but from that point forward, it will report, if that makes sense. I just used all 5 of my emails for your vote. Oh my God, thank you. I'm going to post it on everything else. I didn't have a chance to post it on everything else before I left. And I got home and I was already late, so I had to go live. What other questions y'all got for me? I've been live for a while. Oh, I said I was gonna get on here for an hour. That was what I said. What other questions y'all got for me? And listen, if you missed a big chunk of the live, or if you got to cut out early, don't stress. The live is going to be saved on YouTube. If you are on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, y'all see all these little sticky notes and stuff. Over here is my YouTube channel name, WWTMPD. What would the money plug do? So if you go to YouTube and you type WWTMPD, my channel will pop up. All of my lives are recorded and saved there. So you all will always be able to review them there. And a couple other like videos too. Ooh, don't tell me y'all ain't got no questions, because y'all know I'll hop off quick. Listen, my kids are going back to school. So now I'm going to have a quiet house. I probably will go back to like streaming video games and talking about credit and shit. What's up, I Speak? Thank you so much for the rose. So they can't come after you after 4 years from the date of last payment, can't sue. Okay, so and that's how it is in Maryland. So Maryland is 3 years, but everybody check your state laws when it comes to the statute of limitations, because as far as the statute of limitations, some states have set up amendments to where once the statute of limitations expires, it cannot be reset, meaning these companies cannot sue you. So the fear should be gone. Are they forgiving loans from Nelnet? As long as you make less than $125,000 for individuals or less than $250,000 annually for married couples and head of households, you qualify for this particular student loan forgiveness. That is the requirement. That's it. That's it. Whew. Oh, my back hurt. Any other questions? What else y'all got for me? Y'all have had some really, really good questions today. I'm so happy. I hate when I get on here and y'all just don't got nothing. Nothing? Going once, going twice, going 3 times? All right, well, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Let me tell you. I can't wait till I next check in. You're so welcome. Listen, if you're a client, right? So I'm only talking to you specifically, but if you're a client, you don't have to wait until like whenever to make a check-in. If you need to talk, girl, schedule. I don't be doing shit. If the date is open on my book, it's open. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, you guys. Y'all know what I always say: live every day like it's your last, but pay your bills and wear condoms just in case it's not. Listen, if you guys have credit questions, comment on my posts. Let me know. Like y'all told me, like when I posted that statute of limitations video, and I was like, yo, comment below your state and I'll tell you your statute of limitations. So many people commented. I ended up doing a whole separate post on Instagram and on Facebook so that I could just do a list. And there's a whole PDF available in the Facebook group. And there's a bunch of like screen grabs on Instagram of the statute of limitations for each state. Like I literally went state by state for y'all. Tell me what you need and I can do it for you. Can you get teacher loan forgiveness as well? Yes, this does not affect any other forgiveness that you're working on. This is you getting this doesn't mean it doesn't take away your qualification for any other student loan forgiveness. I love your passion and energy. I love talking about credit. So every chance I get to do it, I'm excited about it. Literally ask anybody. I'd be so pumped. That's why I'm so excited about FinCon. Y'all cannot wait to be live streaming from FinCon so y'all get to see how cool it is and nerd out with me. I'm excited. And I'm going to the Plutus Awards. I'm so excited. This is my first year, so I guess everything is going to be like, oh God, oh God. Can you check my question before you go? I don't see it, Kimmy. Can you retype it? Maybe it was filtered. Please repeat again. Do you pay before the statement date? That makes a difference. So it's all about how much you pay before your statement date. That's what makes all of the difference. There's a guy named Denzel something going to FinCon talking about velocity banking. Listen, the schedule came out. Can you did DIDP? What's that? I don't know what that means. Listen, the schedule came out, and you know how all the apps, so for those of you who don't go to festivals and stuff and conventions, they have an app they'll usually drop, right? And then they'll put all of the activities that are available, and you kind of build your own schedule. Bro, I was literally having a panic attack on like what to pick because I wanted to go to everything. Like I wanted to go to everything. Can you dispute a credit report if the company doesn't agree? Yes. But, and here's the part where a lot of y'all mess up. Y'all will keep repeating the same dispute over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Not understanding that they only have to respond one time to your particular dispute. So if you are reaching out to the bureaus and if you reach out to the bureaus and the bureaus is like, no, this is verified, and you reach out to the company and the company say, nope, this is validated. That's not the end of the fight. Start getting specific on what information is incorrect. I hate Lexington Law. They scammed me out some fucking money. What if I just been paid the minimum balances this past month? That's fine, girl. As long as you make the minimum payments, I'm not going to cuss you out. All I ask is that you at least make the minimum payments. You don't have to pay it all the way off. Life happens. I get it. But as long as you make your minimum payments, I'm not going to cuss you out. See, yep, CFPB and FTC, file them complaints. Call your attorney general. Shit. A lot of people don't know that too. Somebody asked me what my gamer tag was, and I think I just changed it. So my PlayStation Network name is THEE Money Plug. I ain't been on the game in a while, but I mean, I've just been busy, honestly. I have an open dispute with Experian regarding a CFPB, and Experian finished this dispute, but still in progress on the CFPB website. What's your website on YouTube again? It's WWTMPD. What would the money plug do? You are so down to earth. I like you. This is my first time catching you live. Oh, thank you. I was doubling up on the minimums. I'm not using them until I pay them off, though. Okay. As long as you're making your minimum payments, that's all I require. I'm not one of them people who about to be like, I told you. Because life happens. Life happens. What if on the statement date you don't have a balance due because it was paid already? Okay. Then you just don't have a balance due. She's the best one out there, period. Yep, WWTMPD. What would the money plug do? And you can see all my lives on there. And please, listen, be careful scrolling all the way back because them videos is horrible. I be watching that like, ew, why my face look like that? But it is kind of cool going back and watching my old videos because y'all know when I first started doing the money plug, I was living in Germany. So it's so cool to kind of see the transition from like, oh, I was in Germany. Oh, this is when we first came back to America. Oh, this was when we first moved into our house. Oh, look, this was when I first was in this office. Oh, look, this is when I switched offices with my husband. Oh, look, this was before I put my wallpaper up. So like, it's so cool seeing that transition because you're real people. I'm just a regular person doing regular people shit who just so happen to have read a couple books and know some shit. And I want to share it with everybody. That's me. I'm not one of those people like you're not about to follow me and see pictures of me in a Rolls Royce. I'm not taking the pictures inside of somebody's Airbnb mansion. I live in military housing because I don't want to pay gas and electric. I got 5 kids, so I drive a Honda Odyssey. I'm super middle class. Like I'm just a regular person. No, period. I'm definitely not handing out CPNs. And don't ask me shit about it because I'm calling the police. I'm telling you I'm going to call the police. Don't ask me nothing about it. Consolidate my federal loans with Mohila. Do I qualify? As long as it's still a federally backed loan, you still qualify. I get paid once a week. I was thinking about choosing the one with the closest statement date and depositing. I hate that TikTok restrict y'all comments. That burns my soul. I just cannot wait because let me tell y'all know I do too much whenever I go out. Like, first of all, did y'all catch my outfit for New York? Because I killed that graduation. Everybody was in there looking all comfortable and I was dressed. Okay. Fashion over from head to toe. In my head, people was like, oh my God, you look so good. And in my head, I'm just like, I could buy designer, but that Fashion Over fit. Like, I was cute. Okay. But so y'all know I do too much. So I really don't want to do too much for FinCon, but then like, I want to do too much for FinCon. Have you heard of Velocity Banking? I haven't, but like, I think my first time hearing about them was when the schedule came out for FinCon, and I saw they released like a list of all, because I'm a pro. I got my pro pass, meaning I get extra time to network, and so like they give me a complete list of all the people who are going to be there, and that was my first time seeing them up there. What to do if the creditors keep sending you a copy of a statement as validation? Then you get more specific about what you need, because a monthly statement does not demonstrate your obligation to the debt, meaning it does not explain what information they have that says you are the party that owes that debt. That just means that somebody said it was you, right? But what evidence do you have to support the fact that that you're sending out over this debt? Like, I need to see a contract, a promissory note, something. And if they keep not trying to provide it for you, you can go ahead and file a complaint with the CFPB and the FTC, and you can also file a complaint with your state's attorney general. Navy Federal Credit Union, what are your thoughts? I flipping love them. I love them. My thought is everybody who qualifies for an account should have a Navy Federal account. Do you know anything about net credit accounts? Like for businesses? Should I print out copies of my reports of their? Yes, you should. That's your evidence. To get a Navy Federal Credit Union account, a debit account has to be open first, right? It's a savings account. Yeah, because I had to put $5 in my savings account. And I think, yeah, you got to put $5 in a savings account to qualify. Because like when I bought my very first car was financed through Navy Federal. And I literally walked into the credit union. I opened up an account with $5, and then I applied for my car loan the exact same day. What's the best credit card to get with them? I can't really answer that. It really just depends on what your goals are, like what kind of rewards programs you're looking for, like all of that. Your personal goals plays a huge role in what accounts you should be adding to your profile. Y'all should not be signing up for credit cards just because somebody posted it in a Facebook group and said they got approved for it. You guys really need to be evaluating the banks and the lenders that you have relationships with and making sure it's in alignment with your goals before just adding these fucking accounts on your credit. I thought they said a $5 account needed to be open, but I thought it was a debit account first. For me, it was a savings. And for my husband, it was a savings. So I'm pretty sure it's savings. Like, I'm like 97% sure. Ooh, what other questions y'all got? Y'all got some really good questions today. I was supposed to get off like 20 minutes ago. Y'all got me good. Listen, for those of you who don't know me, welcome. My name is Markia. I'm known on social media as the Money Plug. I am a certified financial education instructor and a board certified credit repair specialist and credit score consultant. And I use my platform to teach y'all all the stuff about credit. No, what's your last question? Hold up. No, I'll post it again, Ginger. Stay away from Amex Platinum if you're a platinum secured, man. Net 30 accounts, explain. Oh, you could ask me nicely, but it's very much like a line of credit, but not in the same sense. So it means that you can buy this and they'll give it to you and you have 30 days to settle that invoice. That's what that means. And net 60 is you have 60 days. I just opened my Navy Federal Savings and Checking account. Should I have a large account balance before I apply for a credit card? No, that is not necessary. It's not okay. Yes. How should I rebuild bad credit? Well, first you need to identify what is making your credit bad. Don't just start throwing accounts on your credit profile and kind of hoping something sticks. You need to first evaluate the current state of your credit. What exactly is costing you points? What section of your credit needs the most work? Remember, your credit score is broken down is determined by 5 categories from your credit report. It's your credit payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, right? So how long you've been building credit, mix of accounts, and then inquiries/new accounts. So you need to look at each individual category, right? And you need to figure out which category you're struggling the most with. Okay, I see you said you want to Instagram. That is how you determine what's wrong with your credit. And then once you identify what's wrong with it, then you hyper focus on the individual categories one by one. What can you do to improve this category? What can you do to improve this category? That'll kind of help you stay focused. And eventually, I hate that I equate everything to the military, but we have something known as a total soldier concept, right? Like you good physically, you know your job, your PT on point, your weapons qual on point. So with your credit, if all 5 of your categories are on points, your credit score gonna go up. My cousin used a CPN to get an apartment. Isn't that illegal? Very much so. So please do not tell me who your cousin is or where they stay, because I'm going to have to tell. I'm sorry. Check your Facebook inbox. I sent his IG and we can talk about it more. Okay. Let's see. Right, girl? Like, don't tell nobody. All mine are like 0 inquiries, debt, etc. LMO. I just have 3 hard inquiries. That's the only thing. I promise you, if you got bad credit, those inquiries are not why your credit is bad. Inquiries are literally worth like 3 points. Like, y'all be so hyper focused on not getting these inquiries on your credit, and that shit is worth like 3 points. No, for real. Don't become Rose's credit risk. Stop. I do not make fun of them people because, listen, I thank God every day for the path that I was on, because that could have easily been me. I see a lot of specialists who, y'all, you've been following me for a while. So, for those of you who don't know, on my page, I have a profile. I have a playlist that says how to catch a credit guru. And there's a lot of them people who is a Rose's credit repair. And I feel bad for them because they are saying these things and doing these things thinking that like it's legit. It's not. But ignorance of the law is not a defense. No, it's not exactly 3 points each. But what I'm saying is it's not worth that many points. I paid off my credit and closed out my credit card, and now I don't know how to build it up again. Start adding whatever accounts you can qualify for now. So like, get you a credit card or something, or maybe get you one of those prepaid debit cards that report credit history, right? So you'll just, I knew somebody was going to ask that. And I'm not answering it. Marcus, you answer it in the comments because y'all not going to get me today. And I'm not even going to repeat the question. But I knew somebody was going to fucking ask that. Start opening up accounts that you actually qualify for. So, if you in the 500s, then stay in your 500 lane. For those of you who don't have a Facebook, in my online store, so if you go to themoneyplug.co, in my online store, there's a document available for free known as the Credit Building ebook, or the Credit Card Cliff Notes, I think is what it's called. And if you download that, like I said, it's completely free. So you just add it to your cart and check out. It is a complete PDF that I put together of credit cards and the different tiers. So like what you would need for this tier of credit card, what you would need for this tier of credit card. All the way in the back, there's a section for people who are rebuilding. So these are like cards that you would get if you are rebuilding. There are bankruptcy approved credit cards in there. And like what you would need to look for. And if you don't, I only put a couple suggestions per category. And if you don't like those suggestions, you can always look for comparable cards. But I kind of give you like a starting point to search for. For those of you who are building or rebuilding your credit, that's a really good resource to have. It's in the Facebook group. So if you look at this sticky note right here, I know Instagram can't see it, so I look stupid. If you look at this sticky note right here, Markia B, aka The Money Plug, is my Facebook page name. If you go to my Facebook page and go to the groups tab, there's a Facebook group called Plugged in the Credit Clubhouse. You'll also see it down at the bottom, scrolling across the bottom, like all the way down at the bottom. The name of the Facebook group is Plugged in the Credit Clubhouse. I just opened 2 student loans back in January. I haven't began paying on them. Do I qualify for the loan forgiveness? Yes. My lips is so dry. I can literally feel it, how dry it is. Book a consultation with her, and instead is you coming from the Honda wall. Hi. You dropping gems here for free, Miss Girl. I know. This is literally all I do all day. Ask Marcus and them. I will literally cut up for hours. I remember, do y'all know that my husband has to put me on a timer because I will never forget one night I was on live for like 4 hours, like literally answering questions the entire time. The only reason my husband not in here cutting my head off right now is because he playing the game. What documentation or how do I go about it? It tells me on my KnownNet account that the first payment isn't due until December 2023. That doesn't matter. Yes, my YouTube channel, if you look over here, my YouTube channel is also pinned. It's WWTMPD. What would the Money Plug do? So for you, So for most people, it's going to be automatic. It's going to be based off of like tax returns and stuff. And the Department of Education kind of already has that for a lot of people. But if you're not sure if they have this information on you, or you don't think they, like, you just know for a fact they don't, if you go to the studentaid.gov website, they have a button that, like, a link that you'll click on, and it'll allow you to subscribe to messages from them. And when the application becomes available, and they said it's going to be available before December 31st, when the application becomes available, they'll notify you, and then you'd fill out the application and provide the documentation. So all of my lives are saved. For those of you who came super late or you can't stay the whole time, all of my lives are saved and on the YouTube channel. All of them. And a couple of other videos that I've uploaded. I'm starting to get better with uploading just regular content because I know how long these lives get. Nobody about to watch all that shit. So I have started uploading videos. I try to do at least one every week. This week was a busy week, so I didn't get to do one. But I did one talking about the history of credit after I came across the video with y'all know the Lil Duval shit came back up again. That post has been going viral all summer, talking about how credit wasn't invented until 1989. So I did a TikTok video talking about the history of credit. And then the second video that I did is talking about how your credit score is calculated and the different credit scores that there are. I was on a good path with my credit, but I hit a rough patch. Now I'm back to square one. That's cool. It don't matter how many times you got to start over. The point is you can. Like, there's nothing that you can't come back from. Nothing that you cannot come back from financially. Hi, Sapphire. I just want y'all to know, it's my first Pepsi today. Ain't y'all proud of me? Because I definitely blew through a 15-pack not the other day. Between me and my husband, I actually shared with my kids. Do you recommend paying off past debts to help credit, or just leave it to collections? Well, collections are costing you a lot of points. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. Collections are costing you a lot of points. So you definitely want to pay those. Not necessarily pay it in full, right? There's methods to the madness. So if it's a medical debt, I would suggest settling it, because if you settle a medical debt, all paid medical debt comes off your credit report. So this means that if you settle the medical debt for less than what you owe, then it comes off and you don't have to pay all that money. But other collections, let's say you could do a pay to delete. So you can say, hey, in exchange for me giving you the money that you say that you want out of me, how about you remove this from my credit and you got yourself a deal? Some people will agree to that. But with a collection, the only way that you'll get points back is by having that collection account removed. Now, if you want to improve your debt, like if you're getting a house, I'm definitely going to suggest zero balances, because those lenders are going to require zero balances for any debt that you have. Collections, charge-offs, doesn't matter. You saw me ignore him, Marcus. You did not have to acknowledge him. You saw me ignore him. You looked me in my eyes when I ignored him. Here you come. I swear my husband is like Beetlejuice. Say his name too many times and he popped right up. I know before I know it, there's going to be a Renaissance World Tour, okay? And I need to make sure that my credit card is clear, because I'm going. One thing about me, I'm going to go see me some Beyonce. Is the medical debt settled for up to 500 or 600? Huh? It doesn't matter how much you settle for. It'll come off. Doesn't matter how much you settle for. It's going to come off. Now, if they forgive more than $600 of a debt, doesn't matter what kind of debt it is, you're going to get something in the mail called a 1099. That 1099 must be filed with that year's taxes, because the money that they forgave is now considered income. I'm going to make sure my affirming Klarna is cleared, period. Okay. Now I've never used my Afterpay, and I be getting on myself all the time that I never use my Afterpay. So I got to start building it up. How do you get a comment removed? Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, because I don't really be live on Instagram because they be doing too much for me. So I genuinely don't know. I definitely got to build my Afterpay back up. But my Klarna, yeah, I can afford some Beyonce tickets on my Klarna now. For a pay to delete, will they delete if you settle for less than owed? That's between you and the company. As long as they, like, whatever they put on paper, and this is why I tell you guys to kind of like make sure you get your guarantee in writing, because when you do the pay to delete, they're going to say, okay, if you pay X amount of dollars, we will remove this account from reporting or cease reporting this account. And that's what you're looking for. So if they agree to a less than amount, and they say they're going to delete it, they have to, and you have the documentation to prove that. Okay, I thought they were only forgiving medical debt up to a certain amount and removing it from the credit report. No, any amount. Do you offer consulting? I do offer. So I offer a couple services. I offer a financial comprehensive analysis where we look at like your income and expenses, and we talk about like your budget. We set up a really extensive budget, super in detail. And then I also offer something like that for your credit. That is called an individual or a couple's credit audit. And that is when we literally scrub your credit report from top to bottom. I'm talking from your personal information all the way down to the inquiries. And I go over what is affecting your credit, what you should do to fix it. If you need to dispute anything, we talk about what letters you need to be doing, what responses you should look out for. It's literally 60 minutes of me running my mouth, but it's all on Zoom. Does Afterpay help your credit? Yeah, if they're reporting, yeah. For some people are saying that they still don't see them reporting, and others I have seen it on their credit. So if it's reporting, then yes. And if it's reporting positively, hell yes. Do you think it's better to get a debt removed or shown as paid off and closed? I think it depends. Because like with a charge off, I do not want to get a charge off removed because I'm going to lose all the history that was associated with that account and not just the fact that I was late or that the account was charged off. Whereas if it was a collection, I want that shit taken off. So I think it just depends. Can someone explain the Nelnet situation, please? So what's going on is that if you make them less than $125,000, or if you file married and y'all together make less than $250,000, or if you file head of household and you make less than $250,000 annually, you qualify for student loan forgiveness. If you received the Pell Grant, you qualify for up to $20,000 in student loan forgiveness. If you did not receive the Pell Grant, then you qualify for up to $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. If you click the link in my bio on TikTok, that's going to take you to my website. So my website is themoneyplug.co. That's my website. And on my website, there's a lot of different information, as well as all of the services that I provide, as well as all the details associated with those. What do you think about Credit Karma? Are they accurate with your scores? Yes, they're accurate for your Vantage scores, but it all depends on what you're applying for. For example, if you're applying for a car, you're going to want to look at your auto scores. If you're applying for a card, you're going to want to look at your bank card scores. And if you're applying for a mortgage, you're going to want to look at your mortgage scores. Those are all FICO scores. Vantage doesn't offer industry-specific scores like FICO do. So if that lender checks FICO and you're looking at Credit Karma, those are two different scores. You work fast. Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much, Marquia. Can't wait to work with you soon. Oh, I'll see you soon. What if you are in the military as far as student loans? Oh, girl, so let's talk. So we was talking about that in one of my Facebook groups. Well, it's not mine, but I'm in it. Okay, so military people, let me talk to you for a second. So if you were in the military and you had student loans like while you were in the military, like you were paying on them while you were in the military, if you are no longer in the service, what you could do is get like a statement of service or use your DD-214, right? And you would take that to your lender and you'd say, listen, the interest rate from this period to this period had to be, if your interest rate is greater than 6%, right? It had to be less than that. So then what that would, and instead of deferring, it would forgive anything past that 6%. And so that could drastically decrease how much you owe because it goes based off about what you paid. So all of your payments would go toward the principal for that time if your interest rate was over 6%. I really need to get one of them things for my plants because I can't. And then, if you were in the military and you were making payments while you were in the military up until October 31st, you have until October 31st to apply for the public servant loan, like public service loan forgiveness. I think it's called PSLF. Yeah. Public service loan forgiveness. And they have a special waiver, I guess you could call it, going on right now that will allow you to use your previous payments and previous service or whatever towards this. So it's like you got a lot of options. Is it better to send a letter removing old addresses? I'm partial to letters because anybody can say anything to me over the phone. But when we go to court, I got copies of these letters that I can show the judge. So Credit Karma, you're pre-approved for Amex Platinum. My FICO, I think the fuck not. No, for real. Where do you go to get different scores? So me personally, I have 2 credit monitoring services. I have my FICO and I have Smart Credit. I use my Smart Credit so that, one, I can keep an eye on my Vantage scores, but so that I can monitor the information that's reporting on my credit report, because I just like how Smart Credit presents it. And they also offer like identity monitoring, stuff like that. And then my FICO, I just look at my FICO scores. I think I get a report with them like every quarter or something like that. But it allows me to monitor all of my FICO scores monthly. Y'all are asking me some really good questions today. I love this. I really do. I've literally been live for 2 hours talking about student loans, credit cards, and your credit. This was a good day. This was a good day. Y'all got any more questions before I get off of here? I gotta get off of here. I definitely said I was only gonna be live for an hour. It's 8 damn o'clock. Was going to look into refinancing a car, but FICO still isn't good enough yet. You never know. What is your major in school? Right now it's education. Right now it's education. I wanted to be a CPA, yo, but I think I let it intimidate me a little bit. But right now it's education. I would love to be a teacher. How exactly is the student loan forgiveness going to affect everybody's credit? It's only going to affect your credit if it's going to pay off your loan. If it's not going to completely pay off your loan, then it's not going to affect your credit score at all. Nothing's going to change except how much you owe. So I guess your debt to income ratio might go down, but that's still not affecting your credit. So if it's not paying off your loan, how do you remove a bankruptcy? So the biggest thing that you need to understand when it comes to bankruptcy is that you can never fully remove the consequences of that bankruptcy, because what you have to understand is that that's publicly available information. Like literally anybody can go on, like for me, I'm from Maryland. So like you can go on Maryland case search and you'd be able to see like everybody's business. So you have to understand that what you're actually going to end up doing is hiding your bankruptcy. So you're going to be restricting the access to the consumer reporting agencies that report your bankruptcy, so that when you go to dispute it with the credit bureaus, they cannot verify it or validate it. And oh my God, Marcus, stop. I got a story about that. And before, if they cannot validate a debt, then they cannot report on it. And that goes for bankruptcies as well. Is Navy Federal Auto Loan stated income, or is it required proof of income? Huh? What you mean? I gave them proof of income. Like I gave them my LES. Is that what you're asking me? No, seriously. So Maryland case search. If you're from Baltimore, you better know what it is. Before you go on a date with anybody, you have to Maryland case search them. And it's funny because I've known my husband since I was like 8, and I still Maryland case search him. Don't Maryland case search me, because then y'all gonna see that one time I got locked up on the FTA. My name now is not what my name was when that happened, but yes, it is true. I was arrested on a failure to appear because I was late to court. I gave them my LES. Shut up, Chavez. You do not have no damn priors. Don't listen to my husband. This man ain't even got a speeding ticket before. For Navy Federal, I gave them my LES. Yes, look, I'm from Maryland and I did the same before dates. Is that for any states? No, it's called other stuff in other states, but each state has a website where you can go and check certain types of cases. And then if it's a bankruptcy and you want to check, you would check Pacer. Pacer.gov is a government website. It's completely free to sign up. And you can check like bankruptcy cases and shit like that. And we from Baltimore, not Maryland. I'm dead. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not military. LES is like, I guess the equivalent is like what y'all call them, pay stubs. An LES is the equivalent of a pay stub. My boyfriend is from Pennsylvania. I saw speeding tickets only, so we was good. I keep forgetting. I swear sometimes I forget that like everybody didn't join the military. Only my stupid ass. I'm lying. I loved it. Oh my God, y'all, this nose ring has been irritating me all day. Like it feel like something in my nose and I feel dirty because I keep looking at myself on the video, touching my nose, but it's my nose ring. She said, look, Baltimore and Maryland is different. And I'm from Maryland. So if y'all see me on this video touching my nose, I swear it's my nose ring. It's healing. Don't talk about me. Can you send screenshots of my FICO or just use Smart Credit? I mean, I feel like screenshots is okay, but I would just print out what's on Smart Credit if you want to be like absolutely positively certain. Print out what's on Smart Credit. Every time I say I'm getting off of here, y'all rope me back in with more questions. See how I can just run my mouth about credit for days? Whatever questions y'all got, though. I'm not even gonna lie, I am enjoying myself. I missed y'all. And for those of you who are new here, I do this at least once a week. It's usually on Fridays, and this Friday is no exception. I will be live, but I usually go live every Friday, but I also try to go live during the week to answer your questions. If any of you are on Facebook, then you can join my Facebook group. You should see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen if you're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube. If you're on Instagram, you can't see it at the bottom of your screen. I got like this cool little layout that looks really cute. But my Facebook group name is Plugged In the Credit Clubhouse. Yes, sir. Oh, I was just thinking. Thank you, baby. No, for real. It's literally like a happy hour. We literally just be saying, no, y'all remember, was it last week I got drunk on live with y'all talking credit? I had to get the fuck off. You can tell you getting drunk when you get hot. I was like, damn, it's hot as hell in me. I was literally sitting drinking wine talking to y'all. Smart Credit is a credit monitoring service. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, I should have said this earlier when all them other people was on here too. Shit. For those of you who don't know, I have started a blog. I literally only made one post so far, but it was one of those, like, I was up late at night listening to Gary Vee. Let me tell you something about that white man. He can talk me into anything, because this nigga was like, make a blog post right now. And I was like, okay. And made a blog post. So it's www.markiab.com. And my first post is literally called Gary Vee Made Me Do It. So there are going to be a lot more posts. Like, I'm taking my YouTube videos, maybe going a little bit more in depth, or my popular TikToks, and really explaining things that I couldn't probably explain all the way in the 60 seconds that they be giving me. So I'm really excited for what the blog can turn into. And y'all know the podcast is coming back. So the podcast plus the YouTube channel being more active and the blog, really feel like we finna take over personal finance wise. I'm super excited about FinCon next month. I have some meetings with some of y'all favorite content creators. So I'm so excited. Like, I'm so like nerded out about it. I literally talk about it every single day. I be looking for reasons to bring it up. Possible to buy a home without documentation or proof of income? No. I don't know any lender who's going to give you a loan without that. Like, man, I don't know. It's so much coming and that I'm working on, and I'm so excited to talk to y'all about. I have an event coming up with the National Credit Union Administration. The FDIC is going to be there again. So this is going to be really cool. This is going to be in November, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be another in-person event too. But they said they're going to stream it on their YouTube channel. So I'm super excited about that too. I'm telling y'all, like, this year has completely changed my life. Everything that has happened this year has completely changed my life. I definitely want to send a huge shout out to Audrea Richmond and Ashley Kirkwood. Audrea Richmond is a super famous like marketing expert, and I've been following her on Instagram for a really long time, probably like 2 years now. And like every time she posts like information, I'll be on it. Her little challenges and shit, I'll be on it. And she just started a Facebook group August 1st. And I've been taking her advice and stuff like that. So that's definitely skyrocketed my stuff. And Ashley Kirkwood. So first of all, shout out to Gigi, the First Gen Mentor. For those of you who know her, she's another personal finance content creator. She's a Latina personal finance content creator on TikTok and Instagram. And she's also like, I think it's like a career strategist. And then the Bougie Budgeter. Is it the Bougie? I think that's her name on Instagram, the Bougie Budgeter. But those two ladies, Michaela and Gigi, like, they also definitely helped. I got to get their ad names together. But they have also helped me like in the last like couple of weeks, especially. Man, like the personal finance community has definitely embraced me. And like over the last year, he just came across your channel because of the student loan event today. I'm telling you, like, that's the Bougie Budgeter. Yes, I fucking love her. She's so funny. But like them two have helped me a lot within the last like couple of weeks, and like, man, I don't know, like I just feel like everybody kind of taking me under their wing. Rebecca, Jay Fleshman, the Money Wise lawyer, like he don't even realize how obsessed with his content I am. Like, you know, a lot of these content creators and personal finance specialists have taken me under their wing and really kind of helped me mold me. And I'm just really excited to kind of meet everybody in person and to be able to kind of give them their flowers while they're around to hear it, because they've definitely changed my life. Let me tell y'all, the day I meet the Budgetnista, oh, it's over. It is over. And she liked my post the other day and commented on it. The day I meet her, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You ain't gonna be able to tell me shit. That's like getting a Grammy in my eyes. Just meeting the Budgetnista. Same way I'm assessing the credit when I get these live notifications. No, for real. I literally be obsessed. He literally, that's so funny. But I'm telling y'all, like, I don't know. I'm really excited for all the stuff that's coming with the Money Plug. What other questions y'all got? Because I'm ready to tear into this lasagna. I've been thinking about this shit all day. Going once, going twice. Because listen, me and my husband, when we eat dinner, we go watch The Office. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but we go watch The Office. And well, no, lately we've been watching Young Justice. For those of you who got HBO Max. Now we into Ashley Kirkwood, Kirkwood. She is a public speaking strategist. Like she helps, I don't know, she give me this confidence to like do more like public speaking engagements and stuff like that. And she's really helped my business too. No, for real, not Garfield. Go to hell. Not Garfield. Anybody with HBO Max, I'm really into cartoons and stuff, and not cartoons, comics and stuff like that. And so like we've been delving into like the DC movies and stuff like that. And they have a show called Young Justice, and this shit is tough. We on the last season. It's just so good. Y'all gotta catch up. What? Pepperoni. Now this is Stouffer's. Y'all know I can't cook, so I went to Food Line and got a Stouffer's. But adding pepperoni, I've never thought of that. Literally, HBO is the only subscription we had. I think Paramount Plus is the only one I pay for. But it ain't the only one I got. That's the only one I pay for. Oh, and Netflix. I think I pay for my own Netflix. Only because I got 1,000 kids and everybody want their own profile. I'm getting all off topic. Y'all, I swear y'all do this to me every time. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I've been live for 2 hours. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. It really means a lot to me. You guys have literally changed my life in the last almost 2 years. So I'm super excited to see where everything is going. If you are not if you're not normal here, if you're not always here with us, every Friday I go live around 6 p.m.-ish. I'm always late, so please, try to hit my head, not my heart. But every Friday I go live. So make sure you guys come back on Friday. Check me out. Follow me on Instagram. I'm really trying to y'all know I'm trying to monetize these platforms. Make sure y'all send my YouTube channel to y'all families, friends, cousins, coworkers, whatever. They look like they got bad credit. Send them my shit. So because I'm trying to monetize my YouTube and I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Everybody have a good night. If you guys are watching the replay or if you guys still got questions, you feel like I ain't answer them, go ahead on over to my Instagram or go over to one of my other platforms. Ask some questions. The more questions you guys ask, the more information I know that you need, the more content that I can create to answer your questions specifically. I hate when y'all feel like y'all not getting heard. So y'all have a good night. Y'all know what I always say. Pay your bills and live every day like it's your last. But that's not what I say. Live every day like it's your last, but pay your bills and wear condoms just in case it's not. I don't know how the fuck I forgot that. But y'all have a good night. Let's see.